That shit was close, dude.
Hunter, what's going on right now?
We're getting shot at by single shot Freddy.
Who's that?
I have a feeling he's a blind Afghan man somewhere between the ages of 60 and 75 years old. And he likes to scare the shit out of us with these single shots that he takes. We've been getting real close, so we're all hiding right now.
How come you think he's blind?
Well, because he hasn't hit anything yet.
I love a buttered biscuit.
Good evening, everybody. My gosh, what a day it's been. Lots of stuff going on. Lots of stuff happened last week that I just didn't get to. But yeah, today, oh my. If you hadn't seen the Echard Owens, ooh, let me tell you, it's crazy. It's crazy. I watched that today. Ended up doing some enhanced audio on it, which would be pretty darn cool. Hey, Captain Kern, how's it going? Good to see you, Scott's Cat BB Bean. How you doing? Heidi Bruce. Everyone's coming in. Yeah, we'll be ping pong between streams tonight. Several are starting at the same time. That's how we roll. That's how we roll, Heidi. We all just are doing a whole bunch of stuff. Roxanne, you don't have to turn on that red light. It's good to see you guys. Good to see you. We're having an interesting night tonight. We've got some got some Laura Owens updates. We also have some Sarah Boone updates. Why is it whenever guys screw up and do weird, creepy things, that they give men like 3 names, but with women they just give them 1? It's weird. Yeah, we also have some other court stuff that we pulled up. So it's interesting that there's so many cases going on that nobody's really covering right now. It surprises me that nobody's covering, because they get hooked into one little realm. I mean, you've got, and I understand you're doing it because, well, that's sort of, the piece that you're hitting right there, and you're you've been following it forever. But there is so much going on. It's crazy. It's crazy. I can't believe that some of this stuff hasn't been talked about, like the serial killer in Florida, or the Mississippi ex-trooper that had a sex tape. There's so many different weird things going on out there, and everybody gets focused on one because that's what everybody's doing. But tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the enhanced audio on this, because it is pretty damn cool. And this right here is what I want to. Before I do that, what I want to do is make sure that we've got her name up here for you guys, because I want to make sure that she gets the recognition for being in the courtroom today, and make sure that you guys, if you haven't subscribed to her, that you give her a little bit of subscription. And she's the one that came in, did the recording on this. And there was a couple little hiccups, but that was probably because she hadn't been working with this material or this equipment before. But hey, what she did was wonderful. And I'm going to make sure that I have it up there for you guys before I go any further, because I want to make sure that she gets that recognition that she so much deserves and earned. She's an absolute, good person. Well, maybe, I hope so. Hope she's a good person. She seems pretty damn awesome. But I want to make sure that she gets the recognition that she deserves. She's doing her own thing, and wow, amazing. They've already limited it on mine. Huh. I wonder what happened. That's so crazy. Huh. Why did they do it? Well, I guess we'll find out exactly why they did it. We don't know why. Oh my gosh. It automatically just said limited. What did I do? Well, I'll just request a review. There we go. I don't know what I've done. Oh my gosh. Well, here we go. Let me get in here and post this up here. So I want to make sure that it's running for you guys. Go check out. Go check out. And so I just want to make sure that she gets the recognition that she deserves, because it is link address. Like I said, I want to make sure that she gets it out. It's Lethal Lauren. If you guys aren't subbed to her already, well, there you go. That's Lethal Lauren. She is the one that got this recording. She is the one that got this recording for you guys. I want to make sure that she gets the recognition she deserves for doing this. Because that was that was her taking time out of her day to go and get all this stuff taken care of. So we'll play a little bit. This has got some enhanced audio on it, and I'm hoping that it works. I'm hoping that it works well. And we'll be also I'm sure MG will have some commentary on this tonight. We were talking about that, I believe, this morning. He's going to be going over this probably a lot more in depth than I will be, and I don't know if I'll be able to do the whole thing tonight, but I'll do as much of it as I can. So here we go. Let's get it rolling, and we'll stop it about halfway through, and then we'll get up to date on some of the Sarah Boone stuff. So that's cool. Yeah, make sure that you give her a good sub. She's good people. Good people. Make sure my audio's turned on. And we'll fast forward just a little bit to get past some of this. Right, there we go. Oof.
Good morning, everyone. This is the time set in FC 2023-052-114. Appearances, please, beginning first with Petitioner's Counsel.
Good morning, Your Honor. David Gingras on behalf of Laura Owens. Ms. Owens is present with me in court today, along with her mother and our medical expert, Dr. Michael Mitchell.
Good morning to you all. And from the respondent, please.
Good morning, Judge. Greg Woodnick. I'm here from Clayton Echard. Also with me is my co-counsel, Angelina and Isabel Ranney.
Good morning to all of you. Is that by chance our expert maybe? Oh, no, I wasn't talking to the media. You're fine. I was talking to Layla.
Oh,
All right. So councils, I know we discussed in chambers whether the rule is going to be invoked or not. What did we decide?
We're not invoking it. We're good.
Okay. All right. So then as I told the parties, that extends your time by 5 minutes. Each
Ooh.
party will be given 50 minutes. We will take a 10-minute break roughly halfway through. I allow 10 minutes for technical difficulties because they just happen to everybody. Are either council using a laptop that may kick you out on Wi-Fi? No. All right, so that won't be an issue then this morning. And then the additional 10 minutes has now been absorbed into the party's time. Council, I note that you wish to make a record before we begin. Did you wish to make that now?
I do, Your Honor, as quickly as I possibly can.
Okay.
So we object to Mr. Michael Maricini being called as a witness. There are two bases for this objection. The first is non-disclosure. I raised this before in a motion in limine, the court would remember. I don't think the court had all the facts at that time, and I don't know that I had an opportunity to present them. So I just want to briefly explain what the basis is for the non-disclosure objection.
well, this is going to get really interesting here. This non-disclosure information, this is going to get really good. And like I said, before we get going too far, there will be a little bit of a break in here. We're going to go over some of the Sarah Boone stuff, but this is pretty hot. I couldn't pass this up at all.
Got involved in this case on March 25th, 2024. 2 days after that, Mr. Woodnick served a second supplemental disclosure statement. That was the first time that Mr. Maricini.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. No, they're absolutely awesome. Because that's the kind of people that Tug and Megan are. And it was something that the audio bothered me so much that I wanted to come back and really, clean up the audio on it. And if you look, I really, each part of this is going to have, it's going to be giving lots of kudos. Her link is up there in the top of the chat. That is the person that was in the courtroom getting all of this done. They're pretty damn awesome. Lethal Lauren was, taking time out of her day to go in and get all this stuff. But that's really sweet of them to say so. They're pretty awesome.
Was identified as a witness. The entire disclosure was a single sentence long, and I'll read it. This witness is expected to testify about his prior interactions with the petitioner, her 2 alleged pregnancies during their relationship, and the subsequent litigation. That was the entirety of the disclosure as to Mr. Maricini. As I would in any case, Your Honor, once I got a copy of the file, I started to investigate, and I reached out to the contact person listed for Mr. Maricini, who was a lawyer in California named Randy Sue Pollock. I spoke to Ms. Pollock. She expressed extreme surprise. She had never heard of this case. She had never heard of Mr. Woodnick. She had no idea why I was calling her. I told her that her client had been listed as a witness and that I wanted to know if he was going to come to trial or not. If he was, I may want to speak to him, may want to depose him. She said that she would get back to me and let me know. She sent me an email the next day, dated April 19th, which I have a copy of, and I'll put it into the record if Your Honor would allow. She said to me in writing, "My client will not be testifying," referring to Mr. Maricini. I thought, great, one less person, one less time issue to deal with. That remained my understanding until the morning of April 30th, when I received a new disclosure from Mr. Woodnick that totally changed the landscape. This was the first time that I had heard that there was an issue of fake medical records with Mr. Maricini and my client in California some 8 years ago.
Absolutely. She did such a, oh yeah. Lauren streaming recap mode. What she did was awesome. And I don't know who it was that was in the courtroom that gave that outburst. I mean, it was funny, but that right there should have gotten that person contempt of court. Just saying that's not the appropriate way in a courtroom setting to act. I mean, that was ridiculous. That's because all it takes is for her to give that excuse of, oh, I'm under pressure. I'm being hated upon.
That's why I literally within an hour of seeing that information, I filed an emergency motion for a court hearing. The court unfortunately took 2.5 weeks and then denied that. So I was not given an opportunity to explain the problem. Here we are, Your Honor, the morning of trial. I still don't know what Mr. Maricini say. That is
Well, and fair play, your client came in. Oh, we'll just let her say it. Your client came in saying some BS, some real BS.
complete violation of Rule 49. The whole purpose of the disclosure rules is to avoid surprise. And yet here we are, surprise, waiting to see what he's going to say. That's improper. The second issue, Your Honor, deals with this.
Well, and you know, truth being, he never said anything. He never was a witness at any portion of this. This no joke. This whole meeting, this whole, you know, trial, hearing, whatever you want to call it. This right here had Laura Owens, medical expert, and Clay Echard, and another medical expert. That was it. That's all they had. That's as far as it went. Not very many. And it's not a very, I mean, I cut it down. It's 1 hour and 56 minutes. I mean, that's pretty impressive. That is pretty damn impressive. That judge kept it really tight ship.
California.
And also he managed to get in his testimony to the judge as his sworn statements to the judge. So he didn't have to get up and give a big, long witness statement or run through a whole bunch of stuff that didn't matter. I think he was very quick. He was very, very much to the point. And I think Whitnick did a really excellent job on presenting his case.
Court restraining order. I think you have a copy of it. It's one of our trial exhibits. We have a court order from the state of California that prohibits Mr. Maricini from being 100 yards of this Owens.
Oh, and that was the other thing. Yeah, Mr. Maricini. So he showed up to be a witness, although he was never called. Now, what Gringus is going to try saying is it doesn't matter if it's in a courtroom. He can't be within 100 yards of her. Well, the judge basically says that didn't work. So piss off, Gringus. Piece off.
In violation of it right now. There is no exception for court appearances. She is so terrified that she may not be able to sit here during this trial.
Oh, she really looks terrified. So terrified, so scared.
Under the full faith and credit clause of the U.S. Constitution and also under federal law, this court is required to enforce that order as it is written.
Agree.
You can't change it. You can't modify it. You can't discard it. And yet here we are. So,
well, hello. Hey, everyone. Happy Monday morning or evening. Depends on what part of the world you're in. It could be morning, it could be evening, it could be Tuesday morning for you, for all I know. But welcome. Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. Good to see you.
For those two reasons, I would ask the court to exclude Mr. Maricini.
Thank you. Response?
Do it in 30 seconds, Judge. Number one, you already ruled on this. And number two, there's a lack of transparency in the comments because number one, Your Honor already saw Mr. Maricini's correspondence to Mr. Gingras as to why he didn't want to talk to him.
Don't you worry.
And number two, Mr. Maricini is here and is available, and certainly Mr. Gingras could have walked out in the hallway and talked to him, but instead he called 911.
Thank you.
Oh, that right there is a slap in the face. Just instead of doing what you could have done as a normal human being, what did you do? You called 911. Like, you had the opportunity, like, this guy is here to testify. You could have gone, you could have listened to him, you could have talked with him. And guess what? Well, he's threatening her. Called 911 on him. Wild.
Your Honor, just very, very briefly, the whole point here is I wanted to talk to Mr. Maricini. I wanted to interview him either informally, which I would do in any case, or to.
But you didn't. There's the thing. You didn't. You had every opportunity to do it. Excellent. We can barely get you through the door. That's awesome, Yama. I'm glad you did that. Frank, about your hating of this on Tug's Jail. Told him to take it easy with inflating your ego. We can barely get you through the door as it is. Don't you even worry about it, man. They make bigger doorways. Don't worry, my ego gets deflated regularly. Oh yeah, there was a SWAT team and many sheriffs in the court, but he still called 911. Exactly. It's not that head I was talking about, son. Hey, Yamaha, woohoo! Yamaha's the man. I liked your short today. It was really good. I liked it. Thank you for that, Yamaha. That was really good.
Depose him if he wouldn't participate. I couldn't do that because I didn't have contact information from him, and his attorney told me he wasn't coming. So somebody lied to me. I don't know who it was, but I don't care. The disclosure rules require him to disclose everything to me so that I'm not surprised. That was not done. He shouldn't be allowed to testify.
Thank you. Okay. The court did previously rule on this. My ruling will stand, but I appreciate the record. So at this point, counsel, on your client's behalf, how many people will be testifying, and are they in the courtroom right now?
We have 3, and they are all here.
So they got 3 people, and they're all there, but he only gets to 2 of them. So I wonder what the third person was that they were going to call in. Hey,
We have the expert available virtually. Okay. And then counsel, from your perspective, which witnesses are you calling, and are they all here?
We have Mr. Echard and Dr. Dean, who is my phone.
All right. All right. So what we're going to do at this time is we're going to swear everybody in. That gives the parties a little bit more time. So I'm going to have anyone who is being called as a witness, please raise your right hand to be sworn in. And I apologize, Dr. Deans. I can't see you, but if you would please raise your right hand.
You and each of you do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Does a bear shoot in the woods?
Dr. Deans?
I do.
Thank you. All right. And counsel may or may not choose to make an opening statement. Just as a strategic method, sometimes attorneys choose to reserve their time for testimony and evidence. That being said, does either party wish to make an opening statement?
I do, Your Honor. I'll take.
Woo. Yeah, he really wants to make that opening statement. Who called 911? That would be Gringus. Gringus called 911. Gringus called 911. Hey, Direxie, how you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day. What doctor makes a diagnosis of orally pregnant? Well, see, this is where we're gonna pause everything. We're gonna pause everything. We're gonna get one thing taken care of before we go too much further. And that is whenever Mo gets in here, we're gonna fire this thing up on a separate direction. It's gonna be pretty awesome. We're gonna pull up this Sarah Boone. You heard about the Sarah Boone stuff. Oh yeah, we're gonna bring that stuff up today, and it's gonna be a good one. And I the reason I say this is we really need to get this one up and shown, because it's going to be pretty damn necessary for this one. The amount of time that it takes for this is a short bit of a stream, and it is her showing up in court, and she's going to be complaining. This was done a day ago. Now I thought this was 2 days ago, but for whatever reason, it's showing me that was a day ago. But then I see another one that says it was 3 days ago. Let me just see if I can find out what it is that's happening here, why it's showing portions of it. Oh, because one of them has commentary over the top of it. That's why. Well, you've got my commentary. Happy Monday. Well, happy Monday. Good evening, everybody. Terry Ham, Roxanne. Hello, hello, hello. Heidi. You're pretty awesome. Yes. You gotta be careful. This Yamaha biker. He might like the leather a little bit too much. Just saying, you ladies might want to be wary of him. He wears that leather. From what I understand, it's pretty damn tight. Might be squeezing off his brain a little bit. So I'm drinking 2 types of water tonight. I've got the Topo Chico water, which is pretty tasty, and then of course I've got the regular tap water, just to keep my vocal cords going good. I've been thirsty the past couple of days like crazy. It might be the heat. That's keeping it a little bit off. I've just been really thirsty. Oh, you're welcome. Welcome, Heidi. It is so, and I really want to wait till Mo is able to make it in here, because once Mo gets in here, it gets unhinged. This, as crazy as it sounds, you guys know Mo. She's pretty damn awesome. She'll get in here and give us some of her insight. You have what? I have no idea what you're talking about, by the way. That's why I disappeared. Neighbor bought me some leather stamps. He just won't use them. Oh, I love it. Chaps? Yes. I'm sure that Yamaha probably has several different pairs of them. You know, he has to keep them in a steady rotation. They keep them in a steady rotation. Oh my gosh, what in the hell is this? Holy cow. Well, this is pretty interesting. Let me share this tab instead, and we'll go full screen with it. This is the ex-officer. Here we go.
7. Oh, I'm just getting information about the whole incident.
You're a cop, dude.
Yeah, no, I wasn't.
You're a cop.
Yeah.
So, what do you want? Chaps with butts in them? I mean, most chaps, you know, that's why they're called chaps, is because that it exposes. But if you want buttless ones, I'm sure that you can find like an 80-year-old man or something like that has no ass and put it in there. But you know, it's up to you. Right, wet as well. As well. I guess that depends on who wears them. I mean, I don't know. You might like the Yamahas, you know, but never know.
You don't do that. Okay. As a cop, I don't call someone star 67 unless I'm trying to figure out what they have, what they know. Yes. You are a cop. You understand how this works.
Right.
You don't do that. The last thing you want to do is put yourself in contact with someone. You go through your department. You call our department.
It wasn't.
You don't call some random teenage girl star 67 to see what they know or what they're going to give you. Because you know you killed her that night.
No.
Yes, the evidence is yes.
No, I did not kill her, and it wasn't nothing.
So then did you dump her body there?
No.
Did somebody else kill her?
I don't know. It had to. It wasn't me.
Well, you have some part. You have some sort of part in it.
Ooh.
There's no other way you could have all this on this incident. There's no other way unless you have a part in it.
I have no part in it.
It's impossible.
That's a bold-faced lie.
No.
It's impossible. So you're telling me right here, you think that a jury is going to believe you when your gun is there, your phone is there, your truck is in front of a house a month later, 3 days after the incident, you're calling her sister to find out what they know?
Oh.
Do you think a jury's going to believe that?
No.
Especially the jury now.
Yeah.
Juries hate cops.
Yeah. The truck incident, was it moving? I don't remember ever stopping and looking at somebody's house.
It was stopped.
Kevin.
You know, it's probably the same thing where, you know, you found the sign of the missing person and you just randomly call her sister to find out what she knows or what she can tell you. And now you just randomly went out and parked in front of her house to see if maybe you could be the superstar who finds her walking down the street and return her home.
No.
Wow.
Well, then what connection do you have with her address?
Nothing. If it's a neighborhood, I drove around the entire neighborhood. It's not.
Why?
What you mean?
Why would you drive around her neighborhood?
I drive around. I told them I drive around everywhere, but not
What?
to.
What?
Not for her. I was Kevin just sitting in front of her address.
So here's the thing. Here's the way those LPRs work.
Yeah.
Because it's not from a police car. Police cars, those run all the time.
Right.
The repo people don't turn them on the street. They're going through parking lots, apartment complexes, neighborhoods. They're looking for repo cars. That's where we get most of our data. So you were parked.
I couldn't be parked.
You said yourself earlier, the data doesn't lie. The data doesn't lie that your phone's there. The data doesn't lie that your gun is there, where her body's found. The data doesn't lie your truck is sitting outside of her house. And the DNA sure ain't gonna lie, because that lasts forever.
Yeah. It can't. I could not. That's the one that's frustrating me. Outside her house, sitting there, it couldn't be.
That flusters you? That's what's frustrating you?
No. I'm just saying that's the part.
Or is that one of the many things
I mean, the gun, the phone, all that stuff, that doesn't bother me now. It's
No.
that I wasn't sitting
No,
outside.
but Colin, they got nothing to do with this.
Sorry, man. It's not in enough.
Wow. This is why you get your lawyer.
So,
Mm.
do you have anything else that we can do to help you?
I don't know, man.
So you've been, basically you're telling us you've been framed.
No.
Okay, so how
this up, you know?
How do we?
My name is Bob.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
I don't know. I don't know. I cannot lie. I don't know.
So you want us to just move forward with the evidence we have? That puts you in jail today.
I don't know. I have nothing.
You can explain what really happened. That's what you have. That's what, for some reason, you're holding on to that, and I don't know why.
I don't know. I have no part of that part.
Oof.
So when we interview a suspect in a case, and I don't know, you've been a police officer, what, 2 years? Okay, you just done patrol, just routine contacts with people. So you never actually really interviewed someone. So we read body language, big time. And the body language we're reading from you is that you're 100% guilty because the stuff you're giving us is just not telling us that you're not guilty.
What? No, it doesn't make
You know, I was hoping.
it doesn't make a damn bit of sense. So what about the other parts? Exactly. Of that part? Yeah. Your body language is telling us you're 100% guilty. This guy's so full of it.
I'm not nervous. It has nothing to do with being nervous. Nothing to do. Most of the time it's, oh, thank God, that ain't me. No, that's not what it was. Not with you. It's totally different. That's why you're still here. because we were hoping to come in here today and you were going to give us a good reason on why it's not you. And unfortunately, it's gone the other way for you.
What? I'm
You just gotta
confused.
man up. You're a military man. You're a police officer. We don't know why you did this to this girl.
I did it. I will not say that.
You said you said
The only thing now you can do is, explain what happened and maybe show some remorse.
I did not do it. I feel bad. That nothing should happen to somebody, but I didn't do that.
You're taking me down like that, man. I didn't do that.
I'm just being honest with you.
Coming after me like that.
In our jobs, we talk to people. You get a feel for a person, but you haven't dispelled any of the evidence against you. Her body was found, with no clothing.
Ooh.
Granted, we know she decomposed, but I don't know if you know how when animals attack, dead people, they don't eat the clothing. So her clothes should have been there.
Oh.
So her clothes were not there. So that means she was naked when she was dumped.
Oh.
Now it just looks like a violent murder. And unless we can tell the jury otherwise on what happened, that's what it's going to go to court as.
I'm not trying to get charged with this.
I mean, you were in the woods, literally over her dead body. How do you not see that?
Your gun was right there, dude.
I was out there with her bones and with your gun. Literally just looking, wow, look at that.
We
Look at that,
consider
so
ourselves good detectives, but a lot of times we don't. A lot of times we don't find the gun.
Yeah, I can't.
But when the gun is sitting right there, it's right there.
You want to see a picture again? I took a picture when we were sitting in the woods.
Oh, I don't want to see pictures of this. No.
There it is. Not buried, not thrown, not hidden. Just sitting there with natural pine straw falling on top like you mistakenly dropped it.
Oh no. We've got a Mo raid. Mo Raiders, welcome. Most of the leaders aren't trying to get caught. No, they're not. They're not trying. This guy succeeded in it though. Oh my.
And even as we looked into my car got broken into. When people.
Oh, speaking of Mo Raiders, there's only one way to.
Wee woo! Wee
Yes. Hello, Mo.
Interesting.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Pretty good. My voice is like 78% back. So,
Well, it sounds wonderful on my end.
well, that's good.
So does Mr. Mo go, just keep talking to me? It's just like that.
Not really, but he listened to my crazy rant like cold medicine is different. They have changed it. Nothing is working. Why do I sound like this? And he's just like, I don't quite know. And I was like, well, dang it. This is definitely conspiracy against me. The worst kind of conspiracy.
Well, I've got some good stuff for you tonight. I mean, it's really good. So today I wasn't able to watch all of the Laura Owens stuff. All I did was hit record, and then after because I was working, of course, and after it was done, I went in and I cut it up, and using my software, I enhanced the audio and sent it over to give a link to Megan and the girl that actually her name is linked up there at the top of the the top of the chat, Lauren. I gave her a link to it so she could access it and show it if she wanted to. And I told her I would, remove any stamps off of it and everything. And I guess Tug and Megan have been watching it, which is cool. I'm glad because the audio was so horrible. Whenever I listened to it, I was like, it was like really loud on some parts, really soft on others.
Yeah,
So I've got that enhanced. It should sound a hell of a lot better. So we'll be watching that later. And because both of these are pretty short, I wanted to pull these up, and I just gave everyone a little teaser of the Lauren Owens. I got up to the point where Gingras or whatever his name is was getting ready to give his opening statement. So that's where I stopped. It was right there at the opening statement. We'll come back to it, but I figured we get the Sarah Boone out of the way and this guy here for Susanna Morales.
Now, I haven't been tracking this, but there's only so many cases that you can track.
I know. I know. There's so many things going on like this. This is because of everybody last year was doing crazy stuff. I think it was the solar eclipse or lunar eclipse or something. Too many full moons, or maybe the moon was too large, or El Nino came in, or maybe just people are crazy.
I'm going with Mercury's in retrograde.
That sounds even better.
People go grabbing door handles because you left your truck unlocked, right?
Yeah.
What do? They grab hundreds of door handles. Guess how many entering autos happened that night?
Mm-hmm.
Just yours.
Ooh.
0.
So you said yourself earlier, your complex gets hit all the time.
Yeah.
Multiple people.
Nope.
How is it just convenient for you that your truck is the only one that gets broken into in the back of the complex? We're not stopping at any other building along the way. They're going straight to Miles's truck, and that's it. Because that was a false report of a crime.
It was not.
Because you dropped your gun in the woods.
No, I didn't.
I think you were using your weapon light as a flashlight to figure out where you're going to dump her.
No.
Ooh.
I have plenty of flashlights. I don't know. I wouldn't even do that.
Maybe we should talk to the expert. He has plenty of flashlights too.
He has a tactical flashlight?
Yeah.
A tactilite, if you will?
Yeah, I got a couple of them.
I mean, mag lights are heavy and durable.
Yeah, I've got a couple of.
So yeah, what else are we gonna do?
Here with me, but
No, I did not. I'm not trying to go to jail for this. I did not have nothing to do with it. I know how it looks, stuff like that, but that's not me. I would not do that to somebody. That's wrong. I have morals.
Clearly not.
I have morals.
No,
So we
I don't
got
see any.
we got you. You're 22. You're trying to open a lady's door. I mean, is this a little guy with morals and all coincidence?
Yeah.
Okay, and then
the other situation, that's my friend. Like before that date, we had no. You can talk.
we talked to her on the phone. She is not your friend.
Yeah, now she's not. I don't know why. All of a sudden, I don't know if she got in trouble with her boyfriend or not.
Everybody's just out to get you.
No.
Yeah.
Everybody's just out to get mine.
Even she told my sergeant that we haven't talked in forever, but my sergeant verified that we have.
oh,
Huh.
what? Oh, so
You
confusing.
want to join today?
What do you think? If you had the evidence we had, what would you do?
I understand what you're
So,
saying, but I don't.
can you pause it? What
I
is
know you
he?
keep saying, I understand.
I mean,
So he claims that his truck got broken into.
okay.
Deleted somebody that he used to know, date or something of that sort.
The
and
truck
her
did
body-
this.
No, he apparently the body was naked and dumped, and his phone and his gun were found. The murder weapon were found there. And so they came to him asking for an explanation why this stuff happened, hoping he could say, dude, I don't know. My truck was broken into, and that's I wasn't even there. He has no alibi other than I was sleeping or something like that. I mean, there's like too many coincidences. All this stuff is lining up, and the cops are confronting him with it. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I understand.
He's like, I've never even, I mean, how, like, no one's allowed to get into my truck naked. Obviously, it wasn't me.
Yeah, obviously. No, I would never let anybody in my truck naked. And I would not be in my truck naked either. So,
yeah, I mean, those seats, they get hot in the summer, cold in the winter.
Yeah, I would be caught dead naked in my truck.
Tomorrow's headline, Shizzy caught alive naked in his truck.
Yes, caught alive naked in his truck.
Dan, if you had the facts that we have, what would you do?
You would think it was me, but I guess I can tell you it's not.
So we're sitting here, and I came back in here, and I don't normally do this. I'm a supervisor. I don't get involved in interviews. But unfortunately, I need something to say you're not involved in this, and you can't provide anything. That's impossible unless you did it.
No.
I know you keep saying no. You can stop saying no. Okay. Provide me with a reason why it's not you.
Wait, he's a former officer and he hasn't said, show me a lawyer?
He's currently an officer. I mean, he's not an officer anymore. He was a cop for 2 years and he's ex-military.
Yeah, so why is he talking to them? He should say, I plead.
I want a lawyer.
I want a lawyer.
Because guilty people tend to do this. So do innocent people. They tend to not exercise that right.
Yeah.
And so far, they're questioning him. They probably read him his rights. And he's smarter than everybody else. Because he thinks he can explain this away. Because as soon as he gets a lawyer, then the interview stops and he's like,
yeah.
But I can't explain it. Then I can't do no explaining.
Well,
if I can't do no explaining. Then I can't misdirect him to look somewhere else.
Well, I mean, the only thing he didn't do was leave a business card at the scene of the crime, from what you're telling me.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Oh, it gets better.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
I wouldn't do anything like that night.
It wouldn't do anything.
You know how many people were bringing here that charged with this that said they wouldn't do that? Which, when we found your gun, we were like, oh man, somebody stole this guy's gun and did this. But then the first thing we see are these 2 other reports. And then your phone's there. And then it just got worse. And then you're sitting out front of her house. And then you're calling her.
Oh, yeah. That was the other thing.
Oh.
He was sitting out in front of her house in his truck. Of all the places he could have parked, he parked out in front of her house.
He's like, I didn't even know she lived there.
That's what he said. It's just coincidence it was in front of her house. I didn't know.
Oh,
and then he also called a witness to find out what they knew.
He went to like a real police academy and not police academy with,
they don't teach you stupid at the police academy.
Well, I mean,
that's something you're born with.
Yeah, God bless the 80s when, Steve Guttenberg could become a heartthrob.
That's so bad. That's so bad. Gun, phone, parked in front of her house.
Sister from Star 6.
It's like a snowball just started. It got bigger and bigger, just rolling down the hill.
There's been nothing to say. It's not you.
Talk to my girlfriend.
Did you coach?
Huh?
Did you coach her and tell her what to say?
No. Why would I coach her for what?
I don't know.
Not to coach her for what? No.
Coach her, hey, the cops come talk to you about this day. Tell them, you don't know nothing. I was alone. I was this, I was that.
I guess people do that, I say. But no, I haven't talked about this at all. Last time I talked about this was, hey, they found her there, yeah. And my girlfriend was like, well.
Did you do it?
And how long ago did your girlfriend move out?
Maybe a few days ago.
A few days ago?
Oh.
So around the same time that Susanna is found, your girlfriend happens to move out. You don't think that this added stress to you and that you were being maybe more of a dick at home? And that's what caused her to move out?
No.
Because of the stress of her body being found and you felt the walls closing in on you?
No, she moved out because I cheated on her.
Oh.
Okay. They're going back and forth. Cheated on her.
So, Detective Gary that was in here earlier, is that what
I
your
thought you
girlfriend?
said you had all the
And she said,
morals.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
She did not chase
What's
you.
moral,
She
oral?
did not chase me.
That's what she
I
said.
swear. Tell her to ask about me pulling the apartment complex and blocking my truck in.
That's fine. She said she was there, and then after that, that was it.
Yeah, that's what I told her. I said after that.
She didn't chase you. You're at the apartment complex. You're nowhere near 316 and a dead body.
No, she didn't chase me to 316. I never said that. No, I never said she
Okay.
chased me to 316.
So you're just down there then dropping Suzanne off?
No, I wasn't dropping Susanna off at all. I was driving. I drove away. Thought she would maybe go to Atlanta.
So when you drive, you just get mad and you drive?
Yes, all the time. Let her too.
I know when I'm mad and I drive fast. Just happens. So when you were in the car, what were you doing? Where were you going? Were you driving fast? Were you driving slow?
He's like, sir, I was listening to Phil Collins and
Yeah,
crying.
Because of my broken heart, my
I
girlfriend
was listening
left
to
me.
Peter Gabriel in your eyes. And I was trying not to cry.
I only cheated on her a couple of times with different women.
Yeah. How
And
dare
so
she hold that against me? That was yesterday.
I mean, come on. She knows I love her. Just ask her.
It
She
was in
knows.
a different zip code. She
Yeah.
wasn't home. How was I supposed to get anything done, laundry or cooking? I had to bring in,
And I
someone
told
from
her I
the
got
rugby
rid of the
leagues.
problem. Like, she doesn't have to worry about me cheating on her anymore.
She has seniority.
Yes.
I don't know how fast or slow I was driving. I remember just driving. Listening to music, driving.
Oh, yeah. What you're listening
But you have
to.
no idea where you wound up.
Oh, Lord, it's good to be a gangster.
So he was driving in his car and he didn't realize that his service weapon and his phone were gone.
No, he reported them stolen out of his car.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, if he was listening to Tracy Chapman's Fast Car, I
That'd
will
be
literally
hilarious.
never stop laughing.
Oh. It's that moment when your side chick meets your girlfriend. Well,
And you both
unless-
met, and they're all at the family reunion. And you're like,
Yeah.
damn it, Cousin Betty, I told you I'm done. I'm with Charlene now.
My apologies. I've missed the last couple of days with these court cases going on. Don't worry, because I haven't been around for the past couple of days either.
Yeah, I haven't had a voice, so
Yeah.
I'm finally able to talk again. My kids are so upset.
Oh, well, yeah, because then they hear you saying, "Stop it."
They literally got into a fight today because for some reason the youngest most feral was very annoyed at Bobby Hill most feral for blinking, and it aggravated the hell out of him, so I sent them to separate rooms. And I can hear this little voice from the other room, the pot stirrer, saying, "I'm still blinking."
Ugh.
And I'm like, all right, get a dust rag. You get the broom. You're going to start doing chores. I don't understand it. I now understand why my 80s parents had Virginia Slims and stories, because, oh my God. I never thought I'd have to litigate a fight of blinking and non-blinking.
Oh, children.
Do you have any idea where you wound up?
Where I wound up?
When you were driving, did you go back home eventually?
Yeah, eventually. I remember I did this thing. I drove. I remember talking to my girlfriend, talking to my side girlfriend, and then the QT. I remember QT. That's it.
So when you told the officer in there,
I remember talking to my girlfriend. I remember talking to my side girlfriend. the hell is wrong with this boy? Wait a second. This is too damn funny. Son,
yeah.
what were you doing? Where did you drive to?
I was like, baby, leave me. And then I told the other one, like, I think she left me. Would you like to move in?
Yeah.
And then, you know, I just switch back and forth.
You won't be my side girlfriend anymore.
You've been
I
promoted.
drove. I remember talking to my girlfriend, talking to my side girlfriend, and then the QT incident. I remember QT. That's it.
So when you
Son, you done screwed up.
It was at this moment he realized he'd screwed himself.
Well, besides screwing his girlfriend and his side girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wait until they get their hands on this one. This audio tape. Oh. Mo. Here's the second candidate for Honey and Fire Ants.
Yeah.
It's just on. Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Just not good.
Oh.
You told the officer the next day. When you told the officer the next day about your gun being stolen, you were with your girlfriend that night. Are you talking about the one you were running from or your side girlfriend?
One I'm running from.
Okay. So you said you were with her, but you really weren't with her.
Well, technically with her, but we met up with her before, and then we met up after the incident with her chasing me, stuff like that.
What time was that?
I don't know, times.
I don't know times.
Because she doesn't, she says nothing about that.
Oh, she was,
it's called her slow.
This is going well for him.
Yeah.
When you met up, you don't know where you met her?
Well, I met up with my girlfriend after the chasing incident. Yeah, that was QT off Indian Trail.
Okay. But you don't know when that was?
That was later on. It had to be after I was driving and stuff like that. I bagged in, I sat and parked.
Okay, so he went to the QT that night. That there would be tape of that at the QT. So is that where he went to like wash the blood off his hands or what? I don't know. I'm just curious. Inquiring minds want to know.
Driving makes you want a Slurpee real bad.
Oh yes, Slurpee. Get yourself a QT hot dog or something that's been on those hot rollers all day. It's all a little dried out. Throw a little bit of nacho cheese on it and some pickles or something. Get yourself a hot dog.
Jalapenos.
Yeah. Some Japalinos. Don't just make yourself a Chicago dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did a report, talked to her. And we went home.
No more ices for me.
Any idea what time it was?
It had to be later on. It had to be later at night.
Like early in the morning, late evening time?
It had to be like late at night, early morning.
Or after you killed her. What's up, traveling? Yo.
I mean, I can't do nothing if we can't pin down.
I remember her when she was chasing me when we pulled into the apartment complex.
She was
I don't know what
chasing
time
you?
it was. I don't know what time it was, but I mean, man, this is crazy. She was with me. She saw my truck, everything. And she blocked my truck in.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Does his apartment have security cameras?
What do you mean?
Like,
No, because they're always broken
Or
into.
did she roll up and you're parked and she surprised you?
No, I think she followed me. She said she saw me and she followed me. And then I had parked and then she rode up on me.
Was this one of the meeting spots where you have sex with people in your truck?
No.
Are you sure you weren't there to do that with Susanna?
I'm positive.
And then your girlfriend found you and you're like, oh, fuck, I gotta get out of here.
I'm positive. My girlfriend blocked me in. My girlfriend blocked me in.
Then how did you ever start driving away?
Because she blocked me in and then she broke my window and she backed up a little bit. And then I went just like this, skirted out of there. And she chased me around the apartment complex, stuff like that.
Yeah.
When do the police officers start laughing?
It's nothing to cooperate.
They already
anything
have.
that you're saying. So the facts are Susanna went missing. your gun is recovered with her body, and your phone puts you there. Those are undisputable facts.
Where's my lawyer?
We're just scratching the surface. What else do you think we're gonna find? Nothing. I did not do anything to Susanna.
That's why they're going to find DNA under her fingernails of yours.
Or deep inside one of her
Yeah.
crevices.
I love my job. I love my career. I wouldn't do that if I was working at QT.
Oh, you had something about QT.
Or did you do it because you have this job and you thought you could get away with it?
No, what? No.
Oh, you
No,
think you
because,
get
oh
away
my
with it.
God, did he do the dumbest unaliving ever?
Yeah. Rules are not always this simple. Generally, they're not. Just on QT. Yeah, that's right. Why would you diss on QT?
Well, I mean, there's not much more we can talk about. I came in here and just kind of got the same information that you gave before, but fortunately it doesn't help you out in any way. So you will be arrested today.
I did not do that.
Uh-huh.
You said it yourself. The evidence we have was not good for you.
I did not do that.
Uh-huh.
Most people who say that do not say it loud enough.
They don't say it loud enough.
I mean, you literally just smiled when you said, I don't do that.
I did not do that. Like, I'm sorry for me, so if I did not do that.
I'll say it again.
I do not want to go to jail for this, and the real criminal get away.
Real criminals not getting away.
Oh.
No, this is me.
How can it not be you? How can it not be you? You need
Yeah,
to
where
tell us
is the
something.
one-armed
Something
man?
happened that night with you and her. I don't care what it is. Tell me something.
Nothing happened between me and her. I don't know her. Nothing happened. I did not do anything to her. I did the bare minimum of music. Me and my girlfriend. That's the only two that had my attention last night. Me and my girlfriend.
Up until, you guys had your fight, and then you moved on, and then you found Susanna, obviously.
No.
Saw Susanna walking home.
No.
You keep saying no, but that is the evidence that's there. I mean, your truck is parked there on the street as she's walking by.
That's not my truck.
Okay.
That is not my truck. You go to that place, pull that camera. That is not my truck. I've never been in that daycare parking lot or that little grocery
You also
store.
never sat in front of her house, and we know that unless somebody stole your license plate. Did you report that stolen lately?
No, my license plate was never stolen.
Right, well, I mean, neither was your gun.
Yes, the gun was stolen.
No, it wasn't.
It was stolen.
Your gun was dropped in the woods.
It wasn't me. My gun was stolen from me.
Sir, say you have multiple personalities and it was Cletus.
Nobody stole your cell phone.
Yeah, it's like this. We got the camera that shows the license plate of your truck right there. We've got your gun. We've got your phone.
Okay,
You were
Venus, not the
parked there.
keyboard.
I mean, every single thing about you points to you being there. We want to get, if you can give us a good reason why.
Yeah, they're like, please, dear God, tell us you're, Kenneth Bianchi and you have multiple personalities. You're not the
Or tell
Hillside
us your
Strangler.
nephew
It
borrowed
was
your
Doom.
truck for the evening, or your girlfriend was using your truck, or anything.
Or my
But-
girlfriend was so pissed off at me, she would be willing to set me up. Like, this heifer's crazy. She is like the weird girl from Gone Girl. Bad news.
Yeah.
And she was upset at me for dipping my wick everywhere but home.
Yeah.
This guy may be taking too much male vitality, though, because, I mean, that seems like a lot of women to disappoint in a week.
Well, I mean, you know,
Make happy.
yeah,
But I'm gonna guess disappoint.
yeah, yeah.
That's in the woods too. Same place where Bobby using the gun is. So that leads me to believe that your gun's not stolen. My gun is stolen.
My gun's stolen.
How come on the police report you filled out for your gun, the phone number you gave doesn't work?
What number did I take?
We tried calling, it didn't work.
I don't know.
What number did you put on the police report?
My regular number, 678-891-8632.
Okay. So is that the only phone number you have?
Yeah.
And then your county phone?
Yeah.
Don't settle for second best with your pocket rocket. That's what probably.
It just doesn't explain the other parts of it, though.
I didn't. You said that person helped me. Did not do that, man. I was with my girlfriend. But you weren't, because you were different vehicles. Different vehicles. And then you ended up far, far away from where she was.
Tell me what time you went to the Quick Trip. Can I go get video?
When I was at the Quick Trip, what you mean?
When were you there with your girlfriend when you met up with her?
He probably had to stop to get a slushie after he dumped Suzanne's body. No. That was
so what time were you there?
That was
Oh my God, I'm a prophet.
Yes.
Nostradamus.
So it was late. It was after midnight.
Could have been during that time. I don't ask her. We went to the UT. I bagged in. We was on the pups on that side. We was on the back end. I bagged in. She bagged in next to me. I sat in. I did a 41 report.
His girlfriend is giving him like, I got screenshots, I got his location.
After arguing with your girlfriend?
I had night vision goggles, I followed his ass.
It was right there at work, but it was held over.
So you sit in a QT parking lot in your personal vehicle after midnight, after fighting with your girlfriend and do an accident report?
Yes, I had to get in after dumping Susanna's body. I didn't dump her body, but yeah, my girlfriend was there. She made me there.
Officers.
Well, I know. I want to go try to get video and see what time you guys are there. But I mean, you know how hard it is to look at video when you got to look at it like an 8-hour span because you can't remember.
No, thanks from, I don't know, Tom.
So screwed.
Oh, you just want to say, Sweetums, stop
time you were in the
talking.
woods.
Yeah, get yourself a lawyer.
What time was on 316?
Mm-hmm.
Go
He's
from
like, I don't have poison ivy, I'm just itchy.
Yeah.
So it was after you were in the woods, though.
When I met my girlfriend.
Body?
Yes.
Okay.
But she's.
I was
but
playing
my
with the
girlfriend
wallet
saw
at
my
the
truck
zoo.
before I even took off. When
Hey, murder
she
man.
pulled up and looked at my truck, it was before I even pulled off.
Fetus McMurder
Before
mittens.
316, I was still in our area.
I'll just do this before this. Oh,
So you're going to be at the Quick Trip
That was after.
after the woods, after you were in the woods.
I wasn't in the woods, but after I took my drive.
After your phone was in the woods near your gun and Susanna's body, that's when you were at the Quick Trip.
Did your phone have legs or anything? No.
You can't get up and walk around on its own?
No.
Okay.
Do you see what we're getting?
No, I get it. Yeah,
and not only is it your phone, it's your county phone.
Yeah.
Wow, he got that very subtle sarcasm.
yes.
Oh my God.
Oh.
I feel like all they need is now a whiteboard
It was in the truck.
and little stick
I
figures.
never even got out my truck.
Well,
I'm just picturing him just like, so here's you, little stick figure, and you're getting, you're thinking you're all happy because, well, girlfriend, you got your girlfriend, she's got a big old weave, she's there and she's all angry. You can tell
She's
by
like,
the frown on her
talk
face.
to the hand.
She's like, talk to the hand. You don't.
And
have
you're like,
nothing
baby,
for me."
I will buy you the biggest icy they have because I
And-
love you. I just
and that's-
have to occasionally cheat on you.
Well, that's because
For
side
love.
chick over here, she's like, well, he was with me. You know, she's over there saying, "Well, he was with me." Well, of course, you know, he parks his little truck right there. You know, and it's a stylish kind of truck, as you can tell by the look of it. You know, it's got a hood and a
Okay.
thing. Of course, right about here is where, you know, his door opened up and his little cell phone grew some legs over here.
It was
We'll
the
just
gingerbread
we'll just
man.
we'll get it. Okay, so his little cell phone jumped out of the truck, grew some arms and legs and a couple little eyes, and said, "Oh,
gained
look here.
murderous sentience.
I've got a pew pew. I've got my pew pew. I want to go take a pew pew." And he just jumps out of the truck, you know, hops down, runs across the street and says, "Pew pew, pew pew pew, pew 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 pew." And of course, you know, poor Suzanne over here, she's like, "Why is he shooting at me? Why is the phone shooting at me? And why am I naked?" You know, she's all naked over here, and then, you know, he gets his little pew 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 pew, and you know, she gets injured, and then of course, you know, he jumps with his little iPhone legs and grabs her and drags her off into the woods, and then passes out from exhaustion. That's what I'm thinking happened.
You know, that makes
Perfect
all the
sense, right?
sense in the world.
More sense than his story does.
Well, I'm confused. So, where did he get robbed?
Oh, at his apartment, supposedly.
Okay, but like in the timeline, did they?
He
Did they
filed a
catch
police
him, like, the
report
next
after
day?
this. Well, he filed a
Okay.
report after this. So basically,
All right.
once he realized he didn't have his weapon with him, he filed a report saying that it was missing. So maybe the next day or whatever, but of course they didn't find her body right away.
Well, you'd think if they didn't find it right away, he'd have gotten his cell phone because he would have realized it was gone. I
Well,
mean,
you know,
you know,
but he has to find an excuse because ballistics is going to show that, you know, it might have been his service revolver.
well, yeah, someone can steal your service revolver, but your phone, and then you know,
I mean, he
just
could have blamed his girlfriend or his ex-girlfriend now, or his side
or
piece
all
or
of it.
anything.
Holy God, what if they formed like a Witches of Eastwick holy trinity of evil to completely destroy this man? I mean, I co-sign that
Women are known
scenario.
to do this. Women are known to do this. Just, you know, it's just serious. So you guys, you know, watch out for them witches, Eastwick, you know, yeah, Wickeds.
You know, we're going to go ahead with what we have. We can probably sit here and talk all day, all night, but I don't think it's going to get us anywhere.
Yeah, because you're going to just say,
Unfortunately,
like it.
you have nothing to say that we can do this, and we still have more work to do. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that we're going to find DNA where we need to find it.
that's whenever he looks at the officer. But officer, I used rubber. They're not going to find any DNA there.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm a criminal master. I mean, I didn't do. If I had done it, like the late great O.J. Simpson would say, I wouldn't be that dumb to crime that dumb. I'm a Mensa candidate.
I'm so smart. I only took a couple of hits to the head. That's yes.
I mean, you would think you're a cop. You're exposed to criminals like maybe every day. You'd think you'd be at least a little less dumb.
Well, here's the thing that people don't understand about cops, and not all cops, but most cops, good majority of them, had a path that they were headed down. Okay, because most cops generally think like a criminal, and you have to become a police officer. You have to be able to think mentally like a criminal does. So most cops went that direction and said, "Oh, I'm not going to go and do criminal stuff. Not saying that cops are above doing criminal stuff. I'm just saying that they've already got that mentality there in the first place to do something that's criminal. So think about that next time that you're getting pulled over. That cop could easily be doing something criminal, and well,
Hello,
they
your
have a
officerness. What felony are you committing today? Try that at your next stop. I'm sure that'll work wonders. Don't take
Yeah.
any life advice from me.
She's not so hot anymore. She, maybe 10 or 15 years ago, you could say she was still pretty hot, but lately, it's just no.
She's become, yeah, look, I love it. I loved it when all we knew about the celebrities were pretty much people stuff and the lies that the tabloids did, between telling us if Batboy got into Harvard or Yale and, whose Elvis's babies were with aliens. But
I
I
missed
didn't
them.
know how these people feel like as an adult pretender, I know things, and let me educate you all.
Yes.
Yes, we're having a sidebar.
Yeah, most people don't realize that actors are just that. They're actors. They're professional liars.
I like Nerdrotic's adult pretenders.
Yes.
Somebody broke into your truck, stole your gun and your wallet.
His gun and his
found that in the house. Yeah, you probably realize how much of a hassle it would be to get new stuff, but.
Did you call us back and let us know?
Yes.
So there's a supplement report that says you called
Should be. I remember calling the detective 1000 number. I think, is it 1000?
Did you call the officer and tell them to do a report that it was located?
No, I didn't even have the card. No.
Why not?
So you report your gun stolen and didn't even get a card? He gave me a case card. I don't remember what it was when I found my wallet.
So wait a minute.
Uh-huh.
You're a cop. You know what it's like to take reports every day.
Yes, but
you know how important it is when a piece of evidence is found that it's not a crime for it to be, it's no longer a crime.
I called back. I called the detective number.
And what did you say? I
told him, I said, hey, I had an internet auto report done. I found my wallet. You take that off the report. I don't remember if they called me back or who called me back, but I called. I remember I was pulling out my complex, taking the left, and I called that number.
So you left calling number. You're on the phone. You were driving. You're just breaking the law left and right, son. So you were driving while you were texting or calling on the phone, son. That's illegal here in this state. We're just gonna. What do you want us to just lock you up now and throw away the key? Man, don't you know any better? I lost track.
Flex, while you were calling, taking a left. I remember that.
I cannot remember being in the woods with Susanna's body and dropping
I
your
was
gun.
not in the woods with Susanna's body.
Huh.
I mean, I'm convinced.
So you were there by yourself?
Oh my God. He has the disappointed father. How did my genes make this subpar product that is you?
I have a lot of guns.
So
I went to report it.
So Mr. Cop over here, I have a lot of guns, so I don't care that one was stolen in Gwinnett. And we don't care if that gun's used to kill a cop over here in Gwinnett.
I do. Obviously, I care. You didn't let me finish.
You didn't care. You told us you didn't even want a detective.
Let me finish.
You didn't even want a detective assigned to your case. You told the officer, you don't even have to investigate this. Because if we investigate it, we're going to find it, and it's going to be near a dead body that you killed.
No.
You can say no, I don't hear that word from you no more. You just keep going on and on and on. And the stuff you're saying, I don't respect you as a cop. Okay, I don't respect you as a person anymore.
Oh, God, that's so cold.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. What in the Don Johnson Miami Vice is this?
Yeah, this is the 16-year-old Susanna Morales murder trial. That's why I'm surprised nobody's covering it.
Well, I would love to cover every trial, but it's
no, there's only so much you can do. No,
Yeah.
I'm just saying that there's and for me it's a lot harder because she is so young. I mean, this is
Yeah.
and children, it's just really hard to cover something like that because
It
it
is.
you have a hard time, because we have a sick sense of humor. We really do.
Well,
We have a sick sense of humor, and whenever you've got like certain cases you can make fun of, or you can
Yeah.
find humor in it. It's really hard to find any sort of humor in a 16-year-old child that
Yeah.
was brutalized and dumped. I mean, that's
Yeah. It's just as a parent or someone that cares about, younger people that thank you, that there's something sacred there. There's an innocence even as dumb as they speak and as, ridiculous as they can sound.
yes.
They can do that because they generally feel safe and secure and confident that they know everything.
Yes.
So they haven't learned to listen to that inner uncomfortable voice. He probably saw her walking by and he tried to chat her up. And she might have not
Like, "Oh, I'm getting attention."
had that, oh, she had maybe that, something doesn't feel right, but she hasn't learned to trust that feeling that is
Right.
not, a random thought, that is you picking up on something and, don't go quietly. If someone is trying to take you from another spot, be loud, make an attention to yourself. So, and just the sheer terror that she went through at the end of her life, it's just I just think about the parents that have to go in and, identify their daughter, and the police will have to tell them all of the terror and horror and everything she went through.
Yeah.
It's the fact that we have not yet devolved back into a vigilante justice country. Criminals should be very, very, reverent of the fact that we give them due process. As flawed as it is, we give them that in this country, because I'm kind of okay going Old West on some of this stuff anymore.
Yeah. Some of it is, and most of the time you're just going, but there's always that little bit of opportunity that this person is innocent.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps us from doing it, because we want it to go through the court system. I mean, and I was, one thing I did catch and that was only because I was reworking something. I was cutting the part out of the Owens Echard trial today, and it was because there was a break getting ready to happen, and somebody in the courtroom shouted something out. And I think the judge should have just found them in contempt and had them ejected from the court for even starting something, because all it did was gave Laura Owens that opportunity to deflect and act worried or scared or any sort like that, and go off on her little rant, which was like, and this is why, people say, if you're going to go to one of these courtrooms, you're going to go there, you're going to sit through a trial. It is boring. You're not in a damn movie theater where you can just sit there, and because you've seen the movie 20 times, that you have to tell everybody what's going to happen. or give some shout out about what's happening on screen. Nobody cares. They're there to listen. There's a thing called decorum that people don't understand about the courtroom. And I think that we should break that habit like really quick. I think judges should break that habit of acting a fool coming into a courtroom. And I understand
Yeah.
be emotional and all that kind of stuff, but there's no call for that.
No,
Why? Because you
you
get
sway no one to your side. I mean, what are you hoping to achieve? Are you looking for internet fame? Are you looking to boost this isn't a team sport. I
right.
mean, and there are people that like to treat it like that, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's people that are into trials and actually into it hate that crap. I I try to go in, with as much of an open mind as I can,
Right.
willing to be swayed either way. I may have my, slight leaning toward the defense like I usually do, unless the person is a total douche canoe, then I'm like, let's nail him to the wall.
Yeah.
But
But that's also a personal opinion. You're not calling for anybody else
yeah,
to make action against it. And that's what I mean is there's these
yeah,
people that they really want to take action against somebody and they get so worked up that that they're that they do irrational things or say irrational stuff. It's like this isn't like you're watching a hockey game where you have to take someone's side. Like
yeah.
if you're an observer of a court process, you're not supposed to be like one of these Puritans at a Salem witch trial.
No,
You're supposed to be above that. You're supposed to be a little more humane or a little more human than this person is. And you should be the quiet observer. And then outside of the courtroom, say whatever the hell you want to.
well, I mean, and on that vein, in the Karen Reed trial today, we got 4 hours of a proctor guy basically calling Karen Reed, let's see, a wackadoo, a C word, a B word. And these are, it wouldn't be so bad if this was with his friends, but the fact that it is coming from, a work chat, some of it means that this is pervasive and invasive in of the culture of this,
You
state police department.
right.
That means that that throws into jeopardy every single case that they've investigated, every single, non-bias, anything that these people are supposed to have done. And I would be shocked if defense attorneys don't start asking in any cases covered by these detectives for their personal phone data now.
Yeah.
I mean, they have probably screwed so many cases where, you might have had a drunk driver, you know, run into a bus full of nuns, but if they pull those, messages and they see this dumb MFer, uh, I'm looking at his phone. I hope he has, naked pictures of his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Dur- dur- It-
Yeah. Yeah. That's and here's I worked for I worked for Geek Squad, and these guys that would work because I didn't work inside the building itself. I, I was something much better than that, and I always
Ooh,
conducted myself completely privileged. Very, very, very professional. Because you show up in someone's home, they don't know you from Adam. You're showing up, and you
yeah,
have to basically exude some sort of confidence that they feel you're trustworthy of being in their home. Now, the guys in the store were a little bit different story. And that's why I would never take one of my computers in there to those assholes, because what they'll do, and most common, like, a simple virus, I could figure out what the virus was and have it gone in no time. Like, it was pretty damn simple. All I had to do is just find what the root source of that virus was. these guys were, what they would do is they would say, "Oh, we'll do a data backup of it, and then we'll, wipe the computer and put it back on there." Well, and they would do the wipe of the computer, but then they would go through the pictures and photographs and videos and things like that. And you're giving them permission to do that. And I'm just like, there was some guy that I saw him like trying to burn a CD off of one of them. And I walked over there and I grabbed the CD out of his hand and smashed it to little bits and asked him what he was doing. Because one, that's highly inappropriate. Number two, that's against the law. Number three, if I catch you doing it again, I'm going to turn his ass into the police.
Well,
I made no qualms about it, because that puts a bad reputation or a bad look on me. If all of a sudden someone's personal photos get leaked out on the interwebs that they thought was nice and secure. And that right there, then they go, well, where did it go? Well, it came from some guy over at Geek Squad. Then I've got some customer looking at me going, well, I heard what, this guy over here did. Well, that's not me. Same way as bad mechanics. You get bad mechanics working in a dealership that do crappy things. It sheds a bad light on all mechanics, not just one. You have to have a little bit of morals and ethics, and these cops, it appears that they don't, especially with the stuff that you're talking about with Karen. I mean, I'm not seeing like how these guys are healthy in any way, shape, or form.
It speaks to a certain type that is sometimes drawn to the police force. The, good old boy, my badge means I can do anything. It's a very sort of narcissistic, I am the job sort of thing. It's just, F4 levels of douche tornado-ness. Good evening, Taz. You go rest your eyes, because, I think you live in Australia, or maybe not.
No. Cover up my name on this and show you. So this has my agent number on there, but that right there was so
cool.
And this is a solid badge. I mean, it's made same company that makes them for like the Chicago.
Shizzy's waiting for the airport, and he's like, "Ma'am,
I'm double agent.
I'm a detective for the Geek Squad."
No, it was hilarious. I mean, it's all sort of tongue in cheek. I mean, most of the Geek Squad stuff, and that was sort of the culture of Geek Squad, because they weren't part of Best Buy originally. Best Buy just bought out the rights to use the name, but the original Geek Squad was just a bunch of goofballs that were good at fixing computers.
I should have married one of those men.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Mr. Mo knows a lot about computers. Not how I managed to cock them up so spectacularly. That's a job for a supercomputer.
Yes. All right, here we go with some of this court TV stuff. This is our favorite, the status hearing.
Could you go get Mr. Cacciatore from the staff outside?
Look at that
Is she
smirk.
flirting with the bailiff? That's the... Why does she have a Boy George haircut?
Trying to get the audio straightened out.
Dave Cacciatore on behalf of the state.
First Cashman, I'm here for this game.
All right. We set this matter this morning for a status hearing. Ms. Boone, good morning. Counselors, good morning. What is the status for where we find ourselves currently, Ms. Cashman?
I think that Ms. Boone wants to speak to you about that. Mr. Cacciatore and I have had email correspondence and a phone conference this week, and we believe that it can be ready to be set for a trial date late August, early September. I've got a trial certain murder in front of Judge Harris that's going to be a minimum of a week starting August 5th. I am out of state starting September 14th, I believe, for a week. And at this point, those are the calendar issues that I have other cases set, but I'm, as you know, Judge, waiting on pretrial and waiting to see what really goes and what doesn't. Obviously, I have other things on trial dockets through July, August, and September, but those are the for sures.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Mr. Cacciatore, anything from your side of the ledger, sir?
No, I think this court's aware of the date searches that we have already set. Other than that, we're pretty amenable to probably most days.
Okay. All right. Madam Clerk, if you could swear in Ms. Boone, please. All right. Ma'am, good morning. Your lawyer advised that there was something that you wanted to bring to my attention.
Well, let's hear this.
Was that all that she said? Because the base of the bullet, the something that you said wrong that she brought to your attention. So I don't know. I was not looking all the time if that was all that she said.
You've listened to everything in open court. You've been here. You've listened to everything that's been presented so far as to the discussions that Ms. Cashman has had with Mr. Cacciatore and readiness for trial and her dates of availability and unavailability. That's what's been presented to me this morning. You've heard the same thing that I've heard.
Thank you. I actually have an envelope please, that I would like to give to you regarding a letter. It's a lot easier for me to tell you in writing, and it's also put on the court's website, so everyone is aware. I have never experienced anyone like Ms. Cashman, and I have repeatedly, the reason why I'm here is the whole hope thing, where she will change her disposition and her attitude towards me, and it doesn't matter how dumbed down I am to myself to try to coexist with her. I've even come up with a solution to have a pretend judge in the interactions with her, so she would try hopefully to treat me appropriately and professionally, which she does not do. One of my meetings I got up and I walked out on her. The last time that I spoke to her was on a video visit that she tried to have in front of a 64 open bay bunk dorm, where I repeatedly kept asking her, please schedule a face-to-face, face-to-face, face-to-face. The last time we spoke was on May 3rd, where I got up and I left the room because I could not take how she was treating me any longer, and it's every single time. So much so that I have to incorporate a pretend judge in order for her to treat me somewhat appropriately. And I feel that she is untruthful with me and full-blown prejudiced against me, which I believe adds to her nasty attitude towards me. And I do not trust her. So I have prepared this for you. It's a letter and then a continuation of the letter from the video visit, so you are aware of. And everyone constantly blames me that I am the reason why I am supposedly on attorney number 8, which I am not the reason for any of them. I have.
What?
I mean, she's so pleasant and she dumbs herself down so us morons can understand.
Exactly. And I do this for her. I dumb myself down because, you know,
Does she
she's
not
stupid.
hear herself?
No.
I mean, how? Wow.
Yeah.
Self-awareness is strong with this one.
This is how she managed to get this poor man into a suitcase.
He was like, "No, babe, I'll hide. I swear to
I'll hide.
God."
I'll hide it over here in the suitcase. I could be wrong about this, but I don't think it was a game of hide and seek. I think she said, "Dude, come on, I bet you can't fit in that suitcase." He's like, "But I can. I'm smarter than you." And she like, he climbed in there and she goes, "Well, let me zip it up and see if you can get out." "Of course I can get out." "All right, let's see you get out now." I'm going to go to bed. See you later.
Oh, Lord.
Oh
This
my God.
woman. Oh, no.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Tammy.
I put this in here also so you are aware. I refuse to be mistreated by her as my attorney. I'm shocked that she has a proposed trial date, considering the fact that I have not seen anything. I keep asking her for just a download of my phone or my medical records or for anything that I've asked pretty much all of the other attorneys as well. All of my questions that I keep asking her are in a letter to you. I didn't know if you would be the one to help me answer them or to spur her to finally answer them to me and hopefully truthfully. I don't know.
Hopefully,
As I said to
truthfully.
you before in the past, you said that you are not able to intervene regarding my letters. I still want you to be aware of what it is that I am going through still. And it's a matter of...
She should really write a book, something like My Struggle. The Sarah Boone story.
Didn't a German artist write that book?
No, it was in German, so we didn't read
it
it.
was in German. Different story then.
Yeah. My Struggle too. The Sarah Boonening.
Oh my God. No,
Too soon.
no.
Too soon.
It's so bad. It's love it.
Like everyone else to be made aware of. That I don't just sit and eat bonbons and watch soap operas all day. I fully apply myself at all times.
Okay. Where's the letter?
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Well, I've got one for you. I've got one for her, and I've got one for the prosecutor.
You know,
And
it does my heart good to think of her using the little nubbin pen, you know, filling these forms out in triplicate as her own HR representative.
Yes.
Like I told the HR about you. There is no HR. I am head of HR for me.
Yes.
And
I am,
PR.
I'm smarter than all of you. This is why I had to write it. It's easier for me to write a letter because, well, my lies come across much better to me that way.
Holy God, how absolute circus music is inside her head. Sarah is great. Sarah is great. Just like
No, it's more like this.
Fucking guy.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh my gosh.
I believe it's 58 pages.
Ms. Cashman?
Judge, I've obviously not seen the letter. Ms. Boone is correct. She has walked out of the last two visits when I've tried to review things with her. Just so the court knows, I've spent probably 20 hours, a little bit more, a little bit less, with Ms. Boone. She has lots
Holy
of
shit.
lists,
Get
lots
this
of
woman a
questions
Purple Heart.
in reviewing the court file. She was distressed previously about having access to her lawyers. I have taken collect phone calls from her that are at my expense. JAC doesn't reimburse you because I think it's important for clients to have access. I have
Hang on,
spent,
please. No one's interrupted you this morning, Ms. Boone.
as I said, I've spent over 20 hours going through her questions, going through her list. When I tried to update her with regard to the depositions that I took recently, she opted to exit the jail conference. when I tried to review some things with regard to discovery as to things I wanted to make sure she was aware of. She
Exactly.
walked out. She has asked me repeatedly for a copy of some medical records. Based on the discovery I got from the previous attorneys, one of the copies of those medical records had her handwritten notes. So she had a copy given to her previously. She'd reviewed them with previous attorneys. I sent her a new copy. Some of the things that she thinks are important from a lawyer perspective, perhaps I don't attach the same importance to, and you try to explain that to a client.
Yeah.
You know, I know the court's in a difficult position, but at this point, we're at that impasse of, if she walks out of every conference that I have with her, I'm not sure what that says about the attorney-client relationship.
Says a lot.
Ma'am, you said there was something else that you had other than a 58-page submittal or letter. What other information is it that you're seeking to have me take a look at?
It's things that I've been working on in the meantime. It's things that she likes to tell me is not necessary, but I know for a fact it is necessary. She likes to, in quotes, put things to rest all the time and constantly tells me I'm not having this conversation with you. So I'm not going to waste my time, and I, being in jail, have supposedly abundant amounts of. She's not going to waste my time because she's not going to explain something to me. And I have taken it upon myself to explain it to myself because she refuses to do so. I don't understand what it is that she has against me. I have told her from day one that her snotty attitude was inappropriate, and I tried very hard to bear with her and her attitude. I don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong to her, but I feel that her attitude has equaled prejudice, which is not in my favor, especially considering she's supposedly representing.
What in the mega ultra
Give
super
me an example,
thundercunt
if
is
you
this
could,
woman saying?
of items that you believe are important that Ms. Cashman is not giving attention to or dismissing as you may have framed it.
Yes, Your Honor. She likes to tell me that I don't like her answers. She's not giving me any answers to dislike, and I have written 3 pages worth of questions, and I'm still waiting.
Perhaps she doesn't like your Cantonese accent.
Such as, why can't I have a
Probably.
bond? Why can't I have a download
It's hard to
on my phone?
decipher.
Why can't I speak to my investigator? Why can't I have my medical records? Why can't I fully utilize my constitutional rights? There's 3 pages worth of questions that I have.
What constitutional rights specifically?
Dear God.
I'm very wary about having a fair trial at this point. There's a
So
handful of
what?
other amendments that I have been researching and working on or trying to incorporate.
They're
To me,
numbered.
What I have written to you is obvious, and apparently from the correspondence that I get from the world, South Korea was the last place that I received correspondence. They obviously see the same thing. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong other than wanting to have a very successful outcome.
Shizzy.
She hasn't. So the judge asked a very simple question. There's a very simple answer to this. What rights is she taking away from you? You feel that she's imposing upon?
1776, John 3:16, and can I phone a friend?
No, they only put her in with obese cellmates. She tries to play Can Your Head Fit in a Plastic Bag game.
I mean, if this wasn't the most delightful display of absurd, I don't even want to say just well, let's say a craptacular explosion of bitch. I I mean, I just wish we could have met her before she unalived Jorge. I mean, oh my God, she just starts her own YouTube channel and
It
I
just
would become a
talks.
React channel so bad. Like you have no idea. There would just the Sarah Boone show. I mean, just
Yes.
absolutely. What in the Walmart rapture is this?
Oh, I know, and that's the thing, is you're just going, "What is so wrong with this person?" Like,
How do people just she's in prison where, if you talk smack to the wrong person, you're going to get maybe prison justice. How has this woman not ended up in intensive care? Shizzy, do they just think she's insane?
no, this is her right here.
I'm gay.
I'm a lesbian.
I am actually pansexual.
I am transgender. I'm a race car.
I'm
What? Just
Just
I I mean, what is you zipped a man in a suitcase, threw him down the stairs, filmed yourself, basically taunting and, torturing, fun-sized Jorge.
I don't think she ever threw him down the stairs in the
Well,
suitcase.
the next door neighbor testified on the night of the suitcasing, if you will. He heard a thunk, 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 thunk.
That could
So
have been her falling down the stairs drunk.
true. I had not.
And yeah, I don't see her dragging Jorge up there.
True. She did have a baseball bat downstairs too. So I mean,
Yeah, if she was going to do something, she would have done it.
oh well, she
She's-
was flipping and flopping him.
Still think she goes to the same salon as Bev. Yes, exactly. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right.
Oh, I
Back
just
to-
I love her.
She-
She's like the most
she's-
beautiful dumpster fire ever.
Yes. Yes.
Long and drawn out, and I believe that God obviously will continue to touch our him. Or
God would like to be left out of this, Sarah.
adventure that I am on, and I'm doing my best to let everyone know who I really am, as opposed to the malicious murderer that everyone thinks that I am. I don't feel that she can do that properly. I still always, the reason why I'm here is hope, is to hope that she will come in with a gentle, softer side and actually listen to what it is that I'm saying and see the bigger picture other than what the one avenue that she keeps going down. There's other ways to win and more than one way. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do, but I'm not saying that I'm trying to remove her. I'm just trying to ask you, please, forgive me for having to ask you for this. If you could please let her know, please, to just be nice to me and have a welcoming attitude, and things will probably change, and I will not get up and I walk out. Please don't lie to me. Please don't give me half truths. And
What instances where there's been falsities or lies that have been told to you by Ms. Cashman? Can you give me an example?
Miss Cashman, run. Effing run. Change your name.
no one has ever.
Dye your hair to a brown color.
What's the lie?
Get some highlights.
You said that she has lied to you. What is the lie?
What was that? I'm sorry.
I was like, Miss Cashman, run.
Yes.
Change your name, get your, dye your hair brown, get some highlights, move to Guam, and, she'll still find you. She's got the same superpowers as those people that kindly want to remind me about my car's extended warranty.
Yeah, they just never go away, do they? And you're like, listen, I haven't owned that car in like 10 years. What are you talking about?
I tried to tell them I'm Amish. I don't own a car. And how did I get this cell phone? Damn English.
Damn it. No, you
Off
just
to turn some butter.
you say, really? I need a insurance for my hover round. I'm sorry, you're breaking up. Let me go check my hearing aid. Can you hear me? Okay. I can't hear anything. Is this working? Who are you again? What are you trying to sell? You're trying to sell me insurance for my hover round. Well, can does that come with the extended warranty and gives me extra wear and tear on my tires? Because I'm
800 pounds.
I know they burn up so fast, and that motor, it just can't handle all that pressure, dude. While we were in South Carolina, my wife and I, this dude come hauling ass by on one of those little scooters, one of those little hover rounds. Dude had to be doing like 30 miles an hour. He was passing cars. I swear to God, he was booking it. I was just like, oh, I mean, I stopped and I looked. I was like, did I just see that? Because I mean, he was booking it.
We have a like a retirement village, cat a corner to our Walmart, and I mean, some of those old folks, I think, have, stripped out the governor on them hover rounds, and they are like, and I'm like, sir, I would salute you, but I don't want you to, take your hands off the wheel going 15 mile an hour on the side.
Yeah. One year after your new car extended warranty for 8 years, I started receiving calls to renew. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Try to get an extended warranty for a vehicle that I haven't had in over 20 years. Yeah. That I usually try to, whenever they tell me, do you want an extended warranty? I'm like, yes. They're like, oh, excellent. I'm like, it is a 1973 Plymouth Satellite, and oh my God, I could use an extended warranty. And they're just like, sir, I'm just like, what? What, you're not gonna warranty that one out? Come on, man.
It's like when you are going into the Sam's Club and you quickly have to look at whatever cell phone carrier it is. So you go be like, oh no, I already have Verizon. And my kid will be like, I thought we had T-Mobile. I'm like, shut up. We are not talking to random scary people when I'm already out peopling, child. Damn it.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
Why?
The process of getting a bond. She lied to my brother in regards to telling him that he would need to come down to the courthouse
Wait,
to have multiple.
her family would like to have her out in the wild?
Yeah.
I press X to doubt.
And the icing on the cake was to be aware of all of the news camera crews and everyone that's going to be there in order to document him being there to do what he's going to for the bond. What is the bondsman for? She's supposed to just do the motion for the bond, and then from there, the bondsman and I and whomever else are to work it out.
So what part of that is a lie?
I just simply wanted to have her do a motion for a bond hearing.
But the statement that you said is that Ms. Cashman, who's an officer of the court, has lied to you. What you've provided me so far is not evidence of any lies based on the severity of the charge.
I believe, because she's not fully explaining to me other than what she's asking for that I tried to provide to her, was that I just need to give her an address. And that's what I gave to her, and then it turns into everything else. And then it turns into all these other different stories of why she won't do or why she has said certain things, and all this changes and it mutates after I ask her for certain things, not just for the bond, but for other things also.
Okay, well, let's focus on the bond issue, because you said that she's lied to you, and what you've told me so far, none of that is inaccurate.
So how is it though, because I don't have any experience prior to this, I don't know the process of getting a bond.
She's saying that she's never been arrested before.
Well, I mean,
because that would be a lie.
Well, yeah. explain to me why this family wants this chick out. Please, family, again, change your name, move to Guam. You know,
Just don't show her your luggage, or else she'll want to send someone along with it. Oh,
other than what I had read, and it's just for her to do a motion for a bond hearing. But I didn't know that anyone, all of the other inmates, even officers, have ever said that they've had to do that process in order to have photographs taken and documented and use proofs and visit to his house. He's not posting my bond, which I told her 1,000,001 times, but she still spooked him by asking by him something that he's going to have to, and it would threaten his security clearance considering he's in the service, the military. So she totally deterred me from having my brother's address in order for me to have a motion for a bond. No.
well,
oh
and
my
here's
God.
here's the
Because
thing.
her brother doesn't even want her to know where he lives.
No. And I could be wrong on this. I think what it is more than likely for her to have a bond hearing. Okay, now, I'm not a lawyer, so don't ever mistake me for one. But you have to provide an address where you will be staying. Now, if her brother is in the military and he's deployed, she can't really be staying there and him be able to vouch that's where she's at, which becomes a flight risk. And that's probably why she said, you're going to have to give me somebody else's address, somebody that's more stable and not just in the military of where you're going to be at. So that person can sort of be responsible for you. So we know where to come and find you. We can't really come after your brother if he's constantly deployed or out things. And it would probably mess up his security clearance. We don't know that for a fact, but Sarah, come up with somebody else, and you're right. None of her family wants to have anything to do with her. Maybe she could get his family, the Jorge here.
Oh yeah, the ones that she claimed were racist against her. We're going to unalive her because, the cops would make it sound bad, make it sound worse than it was.
Yeah.
Because,
yeah.
I mean,
now see, I've never been arrested, but I'm assuming that's what her attorney has told her, is just like, yeah, we can't use that as an address. It has to be a stable address for us to do this bond hearing. And then also you have to be able to, like, if we can't establish this, then of course, if you've got a client like her that doesn't listen and gets up and walks out in the middle of it, it's just like,
why are you going to work hard to try to get her out? No.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
I'm putting you at the
I'm
bottom
willing
of
to have the bond hearing. We can do the bond hearing, but you have to give me an address. And no, we can't use your brother's address.
And she's like, she just won't tell me, the things that I want to hear.
Well, and because my wife works from home, there's a particular software that she has to get that is legal software. But she has to provide that it is secure, that nobody can access her computer but her. Nobody can do anything to her computer but her, which included putting a lock on her door off our office door. And if you think these people are playing around, no, they show up at your house to do an audit to make sure that you have everything required that they require you to have, which is, password on your computer and have things locked up and all your files are locked up. And that way they're not worried about you leaking out somebody's personal information or somebody else along in doing it. So it's the same way with a bond hearing. If we can't provide a secure place for you to be, it's better for us to keep you secure in jail.
Well, because guarantee you, I mean, the first thing she would do when she got out of jail would be go to a booze store.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
No one else has even bothered to even ask me for one. And I will be honest with you in the court. I know for a fact that however sky high my limit would be for my bond to receive, I know for a fact unless my fans would set up GoFundMe pages or God's will or however else it is he planned on for me to have it paid, if at all. My point is to utilize my rights to have a bond. And with the information that I have included in here to you, for the amount of saturation of publicity, there's nowhere that I could go even if I were to be an in quotes flight risk because of the amount of information that everybody already knows about me, what I look like and what I eat apparently, and so many other things. There's nowhere I could go. If I were to
Oh, I didn't get my update, the Sarah Boone daily menu update. I have been remiss. I didn't even know that that was a thing.
I was going to say, what kind of sick weirdo is trying to figure out what she's eating? Like, how many bowel movements has she had today? I'm sorry. There are people out there that are that weird. Yeah,
like as in multiple and not her personalities.
No, I think she was
people that exist that like this chick.
No, I think she was being sarcastic. She's saying my fans that they even know what I eat, apparently. She was being sarcastic.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the and see, this is the thing. Sarcasm doesn't work on a judge.
Well, it doesn't apparently work on me because I just figured she was so narcissistic. She just figures she has a bunch of fans. She's probably got like a couple letters from people who, like me, have been tempted to court this white dragon, this Sarah Boone, you know.
Well, and you know, the problem is you start talking to someone like this and you realize how cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs they are. And you're like, no, don't.
I'd have to write her from a P.O. box from 8 towns away. And she'd be like, no, this chick named Mo, she's going to be my bail bonds person.
I'll give you her address.
Bestie. And I'm like, me llamo Carmen. Carmen San Diego.
Yes. Oh.
It's a glorious, just bright time and of crazy.
Yes, we needed this amount of crazy today.
If I were to even think about being a flight risk, it's just the fact that I would like police to have a bond so I can say that I actually achieved something while I was incarcerated.
Okay.
You achieve something. You want to have a bond hearing so you can say you achieved something while you're incarcerated. Well, how about this, Sarah? How about we have a bond hearing right now? Bond is denied. All right, move on.
What in the actual? Again, Miss Cashbomb. Have you seen the before and after photos of the other lawyers before you? Your Honor, make her do pro effing say, and let's be done with this. This woman is never going to find a lawyer that pleases her because no lawyer is going to say, and I quote, unintentional means innocent.
Well, and this because they know that whenever she gets in there, she's gonna. You think Daryl Brooks was bad? Oh, she's gonna be 10 times worse.
That's fine, but at this point, the families had to wait nearly 5 years for them to get any sort of justice, and then by the time if she gets convicted of manslaughter, she's going to serve 4 more years. I mean, that's the part that's going to piss me off.
Well, who knows what they're going to find whenever they actually start bringing this up and start talking about it. And also the fact that she shows no remorse for this whatsoever. Like, she's more concerned about a freaking bond hearing and an accomplishment. At least let me have that little win. Let me have this accomplishment. An accomplishment, sweetheart, and I'll just say accomplishment would be that, my license plate is bent on my trailer and I need one made. That would be an accomplishment. Just
Yeah,
saying.
just
The small things in life mean more to me than, your bail hearing.
yeah, it's just she's just gonna keep doing this. That's the thing. And this judge was like, I'm not gonna play with you. I'll either have you tried in absentia or,
Or we can ask her how good of a contortionist she is and see if she can jump in the suitcase and we'll zip it up and we'll give her 24 hours to get out.
I'm okay with that too.
There's other things, there's so many other questions that I have to ask.
Which are outlined in your submittals there, right?
That's right.
Okay, all right. Ms. Cashman, briefly.
Judge, there's clearly a conflict with what I'm going to tell you are false allegations Ms. Boone is making about me, and my continued representation of her. As I said, I've spent 20 hours with this client going over her questions and her issues in detail. With regard to the brother and the bond hearing, yes, I contacted her brother. I explained to her brother and I explained to her, you can't just write a bond motion and the judge grants it because of the allegations. You have to come forward with proof. I asked her brother if he was willing to come to court and testify. He raised the issue to me about his security clearance and would the media be there. I never told him he had to provide pictures or a deed to the house. What I said was, the media's been in the courtroom for all the hearings and it's likely that they would be there for the bond hearing and that your face could be on the television. And it was
So that is why I was completely wrong. See, I told you this is why I'm not a lawyer. And so he could be there, but he doesn't want to have his face in public.
Yeah, and she, like a good lawyer, like a good, human being, is saying, because he probably thought like, hey, I can sign, like the at the bail bonds shop and, not have my info out there. But she's like, no, I need you to understand. You've met your sister, right? Okay. So she's attracted just a world full of people that would love to hate watch her.
Right.
Your business is going to be out on the internet like 0.5 seconds before you even sign this thing.
Yeah.
You're going to come under a lot of scrutiny. People are going to drive by your house. People are going to dig into you, and maybe the government wouldn't like, the data squad of 4chan trying to figure out, all your business. And he's like, I don't have a sister.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. No, I'm not showing up to her bond hearing. If that's what's required of me, I am not showing up to her bond hearing.
Yeah.
I can't have, because of security clearance, I can't have my name out there.
Yeah.
That's so rough.
a concern for him. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. But Judge, I can't spend all my time defending what I'm doing and at the same time be effectively preparing a case for trial. In these situations, I know it puts the court in a very difficult position. As I see it, Ms. Boone has a couple options. Number one, she can ask you to represent herself. She has the right to. You have a Faretta hearing and determine whether she's capable. The court then has to address the issue of whether it's appropriate to appoint standby counsel. Obviously, since she believes not a word that I say after 40 years of doing criminal defense, I'm probably not the right lawyer for that. The other thing is she gets one last lawyer and it either works or it doesn't. And sometimes, unfortunately, the court gets put in a position that you have to have that conversation with a client that you don't, if you want your counsel of choice, then you need to hire your counsel of choice, and everyone can certainly do that. And if you're indigent, the court can only go through this so many times with Ms. Boone coming to the court, and there ending up being irreconcilable differences, such that the counsel that you have appointed can't move forward and provide effective assistance to counsel.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm inclined to go ahead and figure out where we can set this thing for trial.
Yes.
And then kind of work backwards from there. I'm not dismissing your concerns, Ms. Boone. I'm going to take what it is that you've given to me. I'm going to circulate that to both Mr. Cacciatore and Ms. Cashman. I will review it, and I will schedule a hearing to address any of the issues in your submittals if one is necessary.
Oh my God, is this PDF out yet?
I would love to see it. If it is, somebody find it
Because
and send it to me.
I mean, I have a red wig. I can look like Katie Lang, and we could have another Sarah Boone dramatic reading.
It'd be so glorious. Oh,
Yes.
yes. I want to be there for that. Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh. It just the Sarah Boone-ness. Like, I can only play her because she goes into parody for me.
Yes.
Like this, I cannot believe a human being like this actually exists. She is such a gift to bitchiness. Oh my God. She's like the Olympic gold star of just absolute thunder cuntness.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if the judge is smart, he's going to get a trial date set. Okay.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen this yet. So if I was this judge, I would say, okay, let's get a trial date set, because she's not going anywhere, but this attorney is limited on what they can do, and once you got the trial date set, then at any point in time, if she decides to represent herself, or if she's going to go after new counsel, it doesn't matter, because they've already got the trial date set.
Yeah.
And because this has just been lingering on too long. And the judge, I think, is fed up with the bull that she's playing.
Well, I mean, they had to get a new damn judge.
Yeah.
She done put Wooten into, I don't know, some sort of stupid coma, or just
something.
All right. Ms. Cashman, you had advised some of your unavailability for vacations that you have previously scheduled, and or other time certain trials that you have in front of Judge Harris.
And on June 21st, I have a trial case management with Judge Marquez on a case that's likely at this point, and obviously we'll find out the final date at case management, likely to be set July 22nd. But if that gets pushed out, that makes August and September a little more difficult, considering the trials I already have set then. The dates I'm out in September while I'm looking at the calendar is the 14th to the 19th.
Wow.
That's not a trial period for my division, so that shouldn't be a conflict. The trial case management that you have on July 21, June 21, I'm sorry. When is her trial period? Judge Marquez's trial period following that?
She doesn't really have a trial period because she's the post-conviction division. And I'm not clear how she sets things. And I think that
You have a range for where her calendar may be available for that? Okay.
no, I think it's based on when she has post-conviction motions set, and that it's my understanding from Judge Chu that she was scheduled to be back up for part of his July-August trial period. But
Well, like Joe Dirt's mom.
because she doesn't have a regular trial docket, I can't really answer that question.
How long do you think it would take us to A, pick a jury, B, try the case,
3 weeks,
including jury selection?
5 days. Damn.
Ms.
Miss Cashbaum is like,
Fair estimate unless something changes, Judge.
5 days.
So the court already
Damn.
has special set trials.
we'll just have 30 minutes of
We
defense.
could set this matter at the beginning, like August trial period is. Both the first week, my last week of my period is the first full week of August, and then it starts again on the last full week of August. So we can set it then, but I know that you have trial case management with Judge Marquez on the 20th or the 21st of June, which may impact that. So,
And I have a trial certain with Judge Harris August 5th, and
as do I.
August seems a bit difficult for me.
We set it for the trial period beginning September 30. The hiccup with that first week of September 30 is we have a court holiday on Thursday, October the 3rd, which would limit us to a 4-day trial period, which I don't believe is not sufficient. So that would take us to either October 7 or October 14. So based on the court's trial calendar, that's what I've got available: August 26th, October 2nd, and in September. Mr. Cacciatore?
I think we can, I think October 7th is fine.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to.
It looks like October 7th.
Oh, Halloween for a witch. Oh my
Especially set
God,
matter
this is
for
great.
the second week of the September 30 trial period, beginning Monday, October 7th. We will set this matter for trial case management on the 24th of September, right?
September 24th.
On September 24 at 9 a.m.
And there'll probably be like another status conference to make sure that everybody's got their ducks in a row, they're ready to go. And then
Sarah
October
Boone will
7th.
have a 137-page nastygram.
Exactly. Bitchgram.
We'll do it 1:30 in the afternoon.
It's Tuesday, September 24th.
Tuesday, September 24 at 1:30 in the afternoon for our trial case management. Trial date certain on October the 7th. Deputy, if you could please grab the 2 packages of submittals from Ms. Boone. Oh, I thought it was 2 different envelopes now. Okay. I will review that, and after the review, the court will either issue an order or set this matter for hearing based on what it is that's been presented by Ms. Boone. Mr. Cacciatore, anything else we need to address this morning, sir? Ms. Cashman, anything else we need to address?
Not that I'm aware of at this time, Judge.
Ms. Boone, is there anything else you need to bring to my attention at this time?
I'm grateful for your time. I agree for having utilized it. I really do hope.
Oh, we got to hear what she's saying, because I wasn't expecting her to say anything more. But she can't resist, so let's bring up what she
She's
has
like,
to say.
damn it. And Sarah.
Review thoroughly what it is that I'm asking for from my attorney who's supposed to be representing me for the trial that's supposedly happening in October, late September. So if you could please, I don't understand how I'm supposed to be able to go into a trial when I don't have what it is to properly defend myself.
Ma'am, I've asked for your submittals. I will be
Jesus.
reviewing them. All right. Thank you. All right, y'all. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thanks, Judge.
And is Ms. Walker still here? Okay.
All right. Well, that's it for Sarah Boone until September.
Oh my gosh. Just
Good old Sarah.
how is she not a cartoon character? I mean,
Well, we've got some opening statements here. You ready for them?
okay. Yeah,
We're
I'll
just-
probably stay until 10:30, but I'm still,
Good.
you
Yeah.
know, fighting this cold.
Oh no,
ish.
we're not gonna keep you here
Oh.
all night. Because
Okey-dokey.
I know that MG is going to be covering this also, and
Oh,
this is-
awesome.
but I'm just hearing her testify is freaking hilarious.
Oh my gosh. I just love that my Emily D. Baker glasses matches the color of the suitcase murder.
Oh, that's
trial.
awesome! I didn't
I'm
even
like,
notice
I
that.
am so fetch today,
You
and I'm gonna try to
are.
make fetch happen.
Oh God, here we go.
15 seconds.
Okay, when
Your
you're ready.
Honor, the file notwithstanding, I'm actually a fan of keeping things simple. I believe that simple is better. That means
Liar.
focusing on what matters and filtering out what does not matter. We're here on a petition to establish paternity. Unless I'm missing something, the only possible outcomes of that petition are that paternity is established or it is not. There's no baby in this case. There's nothing to establish. Our position is that the petition is moot, that the court can simply deny it, dismiss it, use whatever verbiage you want to. The only remaining issue is, I guess, this issue of Mr. Echard's request for a judgment of non-paternity. My position is he bears the burden of proving that. There's absolutely no evidence to support that. And Ms. Owens, at the end of the day, she was pregnant, Your Honor. The fact that she was pregnant negates everything else that you're about to hear. Whether she lied to an ex-boyfriend 8 years ago has nothing to do with whether she was pregnant last year. Nothing. It does affect credibility, But as you're about to hear from our medical expert, there's objective proof of pregnancy that does not require relying on her credibility. That's
there
simple.
isn't.
So we would like the
There
court
was
to
not. I
dismiss, deny
listened
the petition.
that part of it.
There's no basis for
What
no fee request in front of you right now. So I guess you could offer.
What doctor? Oh, there is a doctor. Trust me, there is a doctor that comes out. He's coming out of retirement to testify.
Oh, dear Jesus in heaven.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Nick or Dr. Kevorkian. Gee,
Well, Dr. Stinky Fingers, I think.
For some guidance on what the court would do in the future, but there is no sanctions request to grant. There's no fee motion.
There is.
Counsel, did you wish to make an opening statement?
Watch this.
Generally, no, but today, yes. Judge, we stand by our pretrial statement in detail as verified by Mr. Echard. I'll remind the court not only has the establishment of paternity matter, which was filed woefully inappropriately, as you'll hear today, and as you know from prior pleadings in this matter, but we've got the collateral protective order proceedings, orders of protection related to that Your Honor indicated you already watched, or we're watching the videos related. That's all before the court today, and Your Honor has authority to make the findings today that the petition was filed in bad faith, that there was pervasive fraud on this court in multiple proceedings, and that attorney's fees and sanctions can be ordered in this matter.
All right, so now we'll begin. Yes.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I was going to call.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So as witnesses come up to the witness stand, you can bring water with you. The exhibits will be displayed for you. Please let us know if you can't see it. And counsels, you should each be made a presenter when it's your turn. But if you haven't, let Layla know.
Judge, are you keeping time, and what's our time?
Yeah, sure. Petitioners at 4 minutes, 34 seconds. Respondents at 1 minute, 11 seconds.
Thank you.
When you're ready.
Your Honor, call Laura Owens.
All right.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. This is hilarious. He calls her right off the bat.
Oh, this is going to go
Yes.
like a
It
dumpster
does.
fire in space.
Laura, how are you feeling?
Nervous.
Okay. Just breathe in. We'll get through this really quick, okay?
God.
Lori, we've talked about the timeline of events, and I want to just really quickly run through. When did you first meet Mr. Echard?
May the 17th, I believe we connected on LinkedIn.
Okay. And were you intimate with him at some point?
Yes.
What day was that?
May 20th.
At some point after you were intimate with him, did you test positive for pregnancy?
Yes.
You remember the first time that happened?
It was the evening of May 31st.
Okay. After you tested positive.
Wait a minute. So
yes,
I
you
might
heard
be
that right.
I might be an experienced pregnancy test taker. Did she say they were intimate on the 22nd?
27th
of May.
Of April. March, April. Yeah, April. It was because it was 4 days later she claimed she was pregnant. So the 27th of May, yes. 27th, 28th, 29th.
That's not how this works,
30th,
sweet.
31st.
You got
4 days
pregnant
later she was
2
claiming she was
weeks-
pregnant.
2 weeks prior. That's when you got pregnant, ma'am.
If she was
So,
pregnant.
well, if ow.
Yes. Yes.
The dumb-
And luckily they have a female judge that's going like,
If I was the judge, I'd be like, wait a minute. We need to baconate here because I'd be a really cool judge.
yeah.
Did you just say, I pull out the board of truth, this plus this? I have 6 children, sweetie. This ain't gonna fly. Don't lie to the court.
4 days later, she claimed that she was pregnant with twins, a boy and a girl.
And she knew that at the pregnancy test doesn't tell you gender, sweet cheeks,
Oh,
or
they get
if you're
into
having
that.
twins or triplets.
Oh, they get into this.
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Did you see this in a spirit walk while on peyote? I mean,
yeah, yeah.
The first time, did you do anything to confirm the pregnancy?
Yes.
What did you do?
I went to Banner Health urgent care the next day and I took a test there.
On June 1st?
Yes.
If you can look at the screen in front of you, there is exhibit,
On
it says
June
exhibit
1st.
2. That's actually the wrong.
So the next day, so on the
Moldering.
31st, she thought she was pregnant, so she went and got a pregnancy test at an urgent care center. Yes.
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. I have been pregnant for 5 full effing years of my life and nursed for about 7 of those years. It doesn't math, but it maths. I am speechless. And
You
a
sure you
lawyer
want to
was
go to
like,
sleep early? You sure you want to go to sleep early?
yes,
Mo?
I have to. I have to be a functional human being and get back walking tomorrow. I did 2 miles today. I am shooting for 2.5 tomorrow. Look,
Nice.
I'm working on next year's summer body.
Ooh, yeah. I've got my walking pad showing up tomorrow.
Ooh, I like them. I really do. I just don't know that I'd ever be comfortable enough to walk while streaming.
Oh, I'm going to totally do it. So that way people
Well,
get to see me just.
pretty much. Actually, that might be a
Oh.
safer way to do this. Like, okay, y'all, if I go down 911 and my area code is, and just tell them.
As I'm laying on the floor going,
Actually,
"Oh."
strike that. Call Mr. Mo. Here's his number. Please send him all the naked Nancy Pelosi pictures and out. Mr. Mo is like, the hell is wrong with you? And I'm like, well, it seemed
Yeah.
really logical at the time.
It
And I
sounded
didn't want the
fun.
cops to see me without pants on. Pants
Yeah.
are prison.
They are prison. Oh.
Wrong number. But that's a printout of the positive pregnancy test you received from Banner
Yes.
on June 1st.
Yes.
Okay. After you got the second positive test, what did you do?
What
I told
Photoshop
Mr. Echard.
Kinkos did she get
All right,
this
did you go
from?
see him at some point to talk about it?
Yes.
What day was that?
June 17th.
When you went over to his house, I understand.
Yes.
When you showed up at his house, did he ask you to take a pregnancy test?
He did.
Did you know in advance that he was going to give you that test?
I did not.
Did you take the test in front of him?
Yes, I did.
Did he actually walk?
So
She got a fake pregnancy test. They make those. You can. I didn't know this, but pregnant women will sell positive ones or their urine for some crazy heifer like this to trap a dude. Because, oh my God, what in the. Y'all, this is how we get another flood.
she's full of BS. Yes, she is.
Watch you pee on a stick?
Yes, he did.
What was the result of that?
It was positive.
Positive.
After you
Oh
had
God,
the third
vocal
test
fry
that was
too.
positive with him, did he send you an email at some point to talk about the situation?
Yes.
All right, looking at the screen in front of you, is this the email that Mr. Echard sent you on, it looks like June 21st?
Yes.
The third paragraph down has some highlighted text, and I'll just read it. Considering you only performed oral sex on me and no vaginal penetration occurred, the chances of you being pregnant seem considerably low. Although again, maybe rubbing up against one another allowed a sperm to make its way inside you. It's a very low probability. Nevertheless, it is one. First of all, Clayton wrote that to you. Yes.
Yes.
And did you have conversations with him where he told you that he thought you were pregnant?
Yes.
Is that verbal conversations or text or email or all three?
All three.
Did you have these recorded?
Moving.
Oh,
No, these were texts, and yes, all of them were recorded. All of everything that all their conversations back and forth. So imagine him saying, "Yeah, sure, you rubbing up against my leg could have gotten you pregnant." There is always that possibility, but I highly doubt. I mean, this would be like a very super slim chance. But okay.
Just why are we here?
Oh, it's more than that. No. So here's the
Oh
thing.
my
She gave him you know, a little
Mouth
smoke
hug.
and, smoke and choke, mouth hug, whatever you want to call it. And not just once, but twice.
Well, that would explain the twins.
Well, yeah, you know, one for each ovary. And then the next day he said, "Yeah, I don't want to have anything to do with you because that was unprofessional for me." You know, she was getting close to him because he was taking her out and trying to show her how to buy and sell houses.
Oh.
Yeah, and as like colleagues, and was like, that's probably inappropriate. And he was like, "Nope, we're done, we're out." Yeah, and shows up, does the pregnancy test. He wanted to watch her pee on a stick, but thing was is she was gun shy. They're going to get to this, so be listening to what they're saying, because she's going to go gun shy. No, he bought the test, yes, because he was concerned that she would do a because it's like, listen, I know I didn't stick it in her woohoo.
Yeah.
I know that we didn't do anything, so I want to see this test come up positive. If she's truly pregnant,
and she somehow
it's going to be some miracle.
gestated, it takes 2 to 3 days for the fertilized egg to even implant into the uterus.
But once it implanted, she had morning sickness.
No, you don't. I mean, now your regular old, early pregnancy test could probably detect it at 10 days DPO, and that's possibility likely. So 10 days past ovulation. You are telling me that this chick somehow cheated the luteal system that works for every other chick with hormones ever?
Well, that gets even better, because the doctor that comes up and testifies says that he can pinpoint the exact day that she was infected with the aliens.
Oh my God! What in the hell is you? Can
Right along.
Oh
yes.
My God,
oh, I know.
After you got this email on, and I'll move to admit, Your Honor, Petitioner's Exhibit A2.
The objection. A2, proceed.
After the email of June 21st, what happened next in terms of your proceeding to verify the pregnancy?
I took additional tests.
Did you have a sonogram done in California?
Yes, I did.
And where was that done?
Planned Parenthood.
And you understand, and I'm sure Mr. Woodnick will ask you about this.
This part is very important because they're going to get her on cross. Just listen what she says.
Planned Parenthood has not been able to verify that you were ever seen there. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Can you explain that?
Yes, I went under a fake name when I went there.
Okay. And you had a sonogram done. Did you ever present that sonogram as evidence in any court proceeding anywhere?
No.
We have obviously presented it in this case, but you've admitted already that you changed the name at the top, or the location. Did you change the name at the top of the sonogram?
The location, yes.
Why did you do that?
I changed it because Mr. Echard was being threatening towards me, and I didn't want him to know where I had gone and try to track down my providers.
Okay. After the Planned Parenthood sonogram, do you remember approximately what date that was? I know you signed a declaration, I think it said July 2nd, and then there may be a conflict. Do you remember what date that was?
It was actually the end of June.
Okay. Were you in California both weekends?
The end of June that she went and had the sonogram done. Okay. So you putting this together? Is it making sense here? So May, at the end of June, she went and had a sonogram done. But she said initially she had it done on the 7th, but then she changed it to the end of June. So she had a sonogram done, which were two fully formed babies, twins.
Yeah, no, you don't. The reason that doctors don't have you come in generally before the 8th week, unless you're spotting or something like that, is because they cannot detect the heartbeat before that. And unless you are taking fertility treatments or having very, very weird readings on your blood work. It's nerve-wracking for the moms. You can worry about it. So that 7 weeks is where most mothers will hear something and, be reassured. Before that, it's just, things can happen. So make it make
Exactly what
sense.
confusion was.
Yes.
All right. After the sonogram in California, around July 23rd, did something happen in terms of
now it's
passing tissue
July.
or anything like that?
Yes.
Can you explain briefly what
now
happened on
it's
July
into
23rd?
July.
Yeah.
So a month later. Okay. In July. So June, we had June, and then a month later, she passed some tissue. But then in November, she showed up with the belly, rubbing it on screen. Okay.
Okay.
No, it gets good.
Wasn't having any symptoms at all, but I did pass tissue that looked like it could have potentially been a miscarriage. I'm not sure if you're going to pull that up or if I was looking for something.
I'll wait.
Okay. Yeah. It looked like it could potentially be miscarriage tissue, but I wasn't sure.
Did you seek any medical care after July 23rd, after the tissue passed?
Yes.
Related to that?
Yes.
What did you do?
I texted a hotline for pregnancy and miscarriage questions. And
That's not medical help.
That's just like going to Reddit and asking someone to help you fix your computer. Here's my IP address.
Oh my God. This can't be real life.
It is
dumb.
This is her real life. And Gringus is buying every bit of this bullshit.
Because I hope he's never had children, because none of this is making any sense.
It's icky.
I also did an appointment with a telemedicine doctor.
A telemedicine doctor.
What did they tell?
Video visit.
Sorry, what did they tell you?
A video visit. Here, look at
They
Hold on one
He
second.
said my cervical check was really hard to deal with. But I was proud of myself. I got the entire phone in.
You know, they tell you whenever you get on the interwebs, make sure that your face and your feet are not in the same picture. You know, that doctor was just like, Laura? All right. No, you just see her head pop back up and you're like, yeah, what does it look like? It says, it looks like an open face roast beef sandwich. You mind
Laura,
I just have to ask you a few
ENT.
questions. But
I'm
look,
an
look, it's so
ENT,
tight,
ear,
doctor.
nose, and throat.
Go ahead.
That means to go ahead. Okay. What was the question? What did they tell me?
Yeah. What information did they give you, if any?
They told me that I needed to monitor myself, but that they felt like unless I had more symptoms, I didn't need to worry that it was a miscarriage.
Okay. And after July 23rd, did you take any other pregnancy tests shortly after that date?
Yes, I did.
No, if you are truly pregnant and let's say, you've made peace with it, you're happy, or anything else, you're going to a doctor. I mean,
Yeah, you're bleeding
especially if
where you
this
should
is your
be.
first baby,
No, this
and
isn't
you
her
don't
first
know.
pregnancy or her first miscarriage. She's had multiple
Does she-
miscarriages, abortions, and all kinds of stuff.
Does she have any living children?
No.
Wait, okay.
No, she's had plenty of miscarriages, though. At least from 3 other people that she's sued, she's had miscarriages. And so she was considered a high risk of having more miscarriages or some crap like that. And they had a particular name for it. So she actually supposedly had a doctor that had never seen her that was supposed to be handling this, OBGYN, that was supposed to be handling this. And instead of going to them, she called a telemech doctor. And they told her everything's going to be fine.
I mean, dear God in heaven, none of this is.
No, this is her third time going through this.
let me be her judge. I'll be like,
Oh,
chick.
this Judge Matta I have a feeling he's just going to go off on her.
What date?
I believe the 27th and then also August 1st before I filed this case.
Okay, so the day that you filed, before you filed this case, how many pregnancy tests did you have?
5.
So you had one on May 31st. You had one on June 1st at Danner. You had another one on June 17th with Clayton. You took one. I have my notes say July 25th, but I think you just testified a little day or two differently. August 1st also. So 5 positive tests before you filed this case.
Yes.
Did you have any negative tests before you filed this case?
No.
Laura, Clayton has argued. Let me go back to the night of May 20th. You have, in your deposition, you said that Clayton actually had sexual intercourse with you. Do you recall that?
Oh,
Yes.
May 20th.
And was that true?
Yes.
Did you tell him that night that you did not want to have sex?
Yes.
And did he honor that request?
No.
Laura, you've heard Clayton argue at various places in this case that you were trying to trap him in some way by what happened here. Can you explain, if you were trying to trap him, why did you tell him that you didn't want to have sex?
Objection leading.
I wasn't trying to trap him.
Hold on 1 second.
Sorry.
Sustain.
Okay.
Yeah, well.
But you never, that first night with Clayton, you never said to him, let's do it all night long or anything like that.
No.
Objection leading. Sustain.
Did you tell Clayton that you wanted to have sex that night?
No.
Laura, let's switch very quickly. Actually, let's go back to our timeline. After you filed the case on August 1, did you do anything in terms of DNA testing to verify the pregnancy and verify that Clayton was the father?
Yes.
What did you do to verify that?
We took a test. Well, I paid for a test in August at RavGen, which was the lab that he chose.
Called?
At RavGen.
No, what's the test called? Because I know what it's called. So, ma'am, what's the test called?
She'll tell you.
To conduct the test, and I paid for it, and he did not schedule his part of the test.
So, according to my notes, August 15th was the RavGen initial booking for $725 you paid. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Leading.
What date did you initially book the RavGen test for?
August 15th.
And what did you pay for it?
$725.
Okay. And why didn't that test go forward, or did it go forward?
Clayton did not schedule his part of the test.
Okay, so you had to cancel?
Yes.
You eventually successfully complete the testing?
Yes.
What was the result of that?
It was inconclusive, little to no fetal DNA.
Okay. Do you remember?
So what's that test called? Because I don't know.
It's called the symphony test, at least when they do early genetic testing, because apparently at, youngest, most feral, I was an older maternal age. They offer that test and you can find out at 10 weeks, if you have any genetic abnormalities, because they take the mother's blood, they can filter out the DNA that kind of filters through the mom's body and tell you, because of other things, if you're having a boy or a girl at 10 weeks. So that's a lot earlier than anything else is going to tell you the gender, but also it's to look at for very specific birth defects that start increasing.
But do you have to have the father there for that?
No. If they're trying to do I don't know that you can do a blood paternity test prior to birth. I've never had to do that. I just know that the test that pulls fetal DNA over is called that early term. And
when that result came back?
that would be why it's
I believe we took the test.
Yeah.
If this entire thing were true, say she was actually pregnant with twins, they might actually do this because her HCG levels, her pregnancy hormone levels, would be double, triple what normal women would have in a range. So
Hers
they
was
might do
102.
this. Well,
That was her HGC level, was 102.
that's 4 or 5 weeks pregnant, and no, because that was 5 days after you had not SMEX.
After she swallowed.
What? And now she's going to claim, dude is never going to date another woman ever again
They will.
without a
September 28th, so shortly thereafter.
All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
After the Ravgen results came back, did you have any further pregnancy tests?
Yes.
Do you remember the date, when and where that happened?
Yeah. It was October the 16th, I believe. And it was at any lab test now.
And was that a quantitative test? Did it involve a blood draw?
It was a blood draw, yes.
And do you remember the results of that test?
It still showed that I was pregnant.
At some point, did you eventually learn that you were no longer?
No, there's no. Up until they test different levels to tell how far along you are. It's not a and or. The quantitative test, basically your HCG should double every 24 hours to 48 hours during early stages of pregnancy and into your second trimester, and then generally they taper off. But if they are either astronomically high, it could be a sign of multiples or cancer. So they kind of need, none of this is, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
This is
What date did that happen?
why.
November 15th, I believe.
November
And was that
15th.
Go to a
She was saying
facility
she's
called
still
Mom Doc?
pregnant.
Yes.
And you take, how many, did they give you a pregnancy test then?
Yes.
More than one test?
They just gave me one test.
And the results were both negative.
Yes.
After,
So in November, when she was sitting in the hearing, rubbing her belly. Yeah.
you learned that you were no longer pregnant November 14th. Did you file anything further in this case?
No.
What was your intent? If we go back to the any lab test now, October 16th, you filed a request for mediation 2 days after that, correct?
Correct.
What was your intent in doing that?
I wanted to dismiss the case. I wanted to go over the test results.
Did you know how to dismiss the case?
No.
So you were making an effort to let Clayton know that you thought the pregnancy was probably ending badly and you wanted to drop the case.
Objection leading.
All right. Laura, let's switch topics briefly. Did Clayton ever lie to you about real estate contracts?
Yes.
Can you briefly explain what happened with that?
Yeah. I first met him as a realtor and I had him make 2 offers on 2 different properties on the same day and found out he never submitted those offers. But I signed them.
When were the offers submitted?
May 24th.
And when did you find out that Clayton didn't send them to the seller?
May 25th, because they were only good for 24 hours.
So he lied to you and said that he had sent offers in that he didn't.
Correct.
Objection argumentative and objection relevance.
Goes to-
Overruled.
Go ahead.
Correct.
At some point, did you file a complaint against Clayton with the real estate board?
Yes, I did.
Did you receive a response from the board regarding your complaint?
Yes.
What was that response?
They found him in professional violation of a couple of things, but I can't remember what they were.
Laura, that issue with the real estate contracts happened before you tested positive for pregnancy, if I'm understanding the timeline correctly. Is that right?
Yes.
Did you ever learn why Clayton did not submit those offers or why he said he didn't?
He said I didn't because he said I had no intention of purchasing real estate.
Did you have an intention of purchasing real estate?
Yes.
Did you wind up purchasing real estate?
Yes.
Let's talk about proof of pregnancy again. So did you take a photo of the
made no
test
sense,
that you
the
took
question.
on May 31st?
Yes, I did.
All right. I think attached, if you saw that, yeah, you saw that.
Yeah, I still have the exhibit.
So attached to this email are a couple of photos here. One's right there. Day 11, it says, is this a photograph that you took?
Yes, day 11 is one I took. And I believe the one above is one Clayton took.
Oh, okay. So the one that says day 11 is a photo that you took and you sent that to Clayton at or around that time?
Yes.
And then the one above that is, it says day 21 and it also appears to show positive. And that's the test that Clayton gave you.
Yes.
And he sent that picture back to you.
Yeah, he took it right after the test at his place.
All right. And the test that you took at Banner and the results that you received there on June 1st, did you send that to Clayton?
Yes.
It's our exhibit A1, and I'll move to admit that one as well, Your Honor.
Any objection? No objection to A1, Your Honor. A1's received.
Okay, Laura, did you do, regarding the Banner test, the day 11 test, or the day 21 test, those 3 tests, did you do anything at all to tamper with the results of those tests?
No.
Did you take any drugs, hormones, or any substance at all to affect the outcome?
No.
Did you use someone else's urine to change the outcome?
No.
Laura, in Clayton's deposition, this exact issue came up about him giving you the test and wanting you to take it in front of him. And he testified, I'll just read from his deposition. Yeah, I wanted to make sure she didn't bring anything into the bathroom, but she couldn't pee right in front of me because she said she had stage fright. So I closed the door so she would be able to pee. Is that deposition testimony truthful?
I did have stage fright. He was right. I did tell him that, but I did pee in front of him because he insisted that I did that.
Okay. And when he sent you the email on July 19th, 2 days after, June 19th, 2 days after you went to his house and took that third test in front of him, did he say anything at all about the fact that you closed the door and couldn't be in front of him?
No.
Okay. And Clayton, he obviously saw the first pregnancy test that you took. He saw the second one that you took, or the results of it anyway, and the third one that you took in front of him. We go back to Exhibit A2. At the end of this email, Clayton says, at the very top of the page, he says, I say all this, and in the email, he talks about the fact he thought you might be on some medication that affected the results, I guess. But he says, at the top paragraph,
Your Honor, I'm going to object to taking information off of a potential piece of evidence that hasn't been admitted. He's giving quite a narrative.
Has been admitted.
Yeah, two's been received. If you look in the top left-hand corner, if there's a green sticker, that means it's been received.
My
If it's
apologies,
brown,
Jane.
it means it was declined. Go ahead, counsel.
Laura, the question I have for you regarding the first paragraph at the top of the page there, Clayton wrote, or the email says, this is why it's important for us to do the paternity test, because there's no question that if it comes back positive, it is mine. Did Clayton ever tell you that he wanted you to have a paternity test done?
Yes.
Did he ever say to you that if you didn't file this case that he would?
Yes.
How many times?
I don't know how many times. A bunch of times.
At some point before you filed this case, did you hire a lawyer to help you?
Yes.
And who was that?
Bonnie Platter.
And she never appeared in any case for you, is my understanding. Is that right?
Yeah, she never appeared.
Okay, but what did you have her do with regard to Clayton and the pregnancy issue?
I wanted to prevent filing a case publicly in court for both of our sakes. I didn't want it to be public and thought that we could come up with a parenting plan if, in fact, the pregnancy was Clayton's. I thought we could come up with it on our own without having to involve the court.
In fact,
okay, so before you filed this case, you
So
made
she didn't
an
even
effort
know.
to work with him to get the test done privately without the court being involved.
Yes, and I hired the attorney. I said I would pay for it.
Did he hire anyone?
No.
To your knowledge? Laura, let's move forward to look at Exhibit A3, which
You
have
don't
you ever
have to
seen
go to a
before?
lawyer to get a paternity test.
Yes.
Can you tell us what it is?
This is the message in my patient portal for I'm part of a domestic violence brain injury program at Barrow, and this is a conversation with my doctor there.
Okay, did you send this email? It looks like it's an email. dated
Conversation with a doctor?
28, from you to a Dr. Glynis Zeman, Z-I-E-M-A-N. Did you write that email?
Yes.
Your Honor, I move to admit exhibit, whatever that is.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
A3 is received.
Laura, in this email at the very top there, you write to Dr. Zeman that you went to Planned Parenthood while in California, and you said they did a scan there, was confirmed that you were pregnant.
So before you head out, there's just one thing you've got to see, because this is freaking hilarious. And it is right out here, I want to say.
The court.
You're
Oh,
aware.
This is it right
28 is
here.
received.
This is
And
this
Ms.
is
Owens, this ultrasound image does not say Planned Parenthood. It says SMIL, which I'll call SMILE for today, correct?
Correct.
And in your deposition, you admitted you altered this ultrasound picture to say SMILE instead of Planned Parenthood, right?
Correct.
And you admitted in your deposition to altering this picture on the Adobe Acrobat program at your house, right?
Correct.
During the deposition, you testified that the date listed here of July 7th of 2023 was correct and hadn't been edited by you, right?
Correct.
But you later admit that you lied about this July 7th ultrasound date, right?
Correct.
And you execute an affidavit on April 16th of 2024, claiming the correct date for this already doctored ultrasound is actually July 2nd of 2020, correct?
Correct.
So I want to get this straight, Ms. Owens. You initially claimed you had an ultrasound at Planned Parenthood on July 7th, which you doctored to say it was from Smile, right?
Correct.
Then the story changes again, and you claim that the ultrasound image should actually be dated July 2nd of 2020, right?
Correct.
So you changed the date on the ultrasound from July 2nd to July 7th, correct?
Correct.
And utilize this altered or fake ultrasound to try to convince Mr. Echard and the court and the media that you were pregnant with Mr. Echard's twins.
This was never submitted to the court.
You're aware that Planned Parenthood has no record of an ultrasound, correct?
Under my real name, yes, I'm aware.
And again, established you didn't provide our office with the name of your that you allegedly went to Planned Parenthood under, correct?
Correct.
You never attended an appointment with Planned Parenthood.
Yes, I did.
This is getting good. Watch.
You take a look at it.
This is about to get really messed up.
This is a true and accurate copy of our request and response from Planned Parenthood regarding your records dated April 26th of 2024, correct?
Correct. I don't believe I've seen this, but I have no idea.
And counsel, I'm so sorry. I'll stop the clock like
No,
I've done for
mic-
the other.
this is
We're going to give
so
you a microphone because
important.
as I
You can't miss
anticipated,
this.
there was a problem picking up.
So important. This next question, you're going to crap yourself whenever you hear it.
We work
And
what we
then you're going to have
right?
dreams about us playing
All right,
music.
go ahead. Thank you.
I'll ask that a question one more time, Your Honor. Ms. Owens, Exhibit 29 is a copy of our request and the response from Planned Parenthood regarding your records dated April 26th of 2024, correct?
Correct.
Move for the admission of Exhibit 29, Your Honor.
Objection?
No objection.
B29 is received.
And while you've indicated today that you went to Planned Parenthood under a fake name, this letter actually indicates that you had scheduled an appointment for July 2nd, but that you failed to attend.
Correct.
It also indicates that the ultrasound image that you claimed was from Planned Parenthood was not from Planned Parenthood because it was not consistent with ultrasound images generated by their practice, right?
Not by the one in Mission Viejo. Correct.
Ms. Owens, these are yes or no questions. This document states that the ultrasound image you have claimed is from Planned Parenthood is not consistent with ultrasound images generated by their practice, right?
By that practice, but as they said, I could have been seen by another different entity.
Ms. Owens, you're well aware that this request covered all of Orange County and San Bernardino County.
It didn't cover Los Angeles, though.
So now you're saying you went to Planned Parenthood in Los Angeles.
Yes.
So you're telling us you went to Planned Parenthood in Los Angeles on the day of trial today.
Yes.
Okay. When did you go to Planned Parenthood in Los Angeles?
Exactly when I said I went.
When was that?
July 2nd.
Okay. I'd like to go.
I mean, it was Terre Haute County.
Yeah.
What in the love of all that is giblets? This woman is. How
On the
did the
day,
judge let this go?
I am so surprised the judge didn't go, oh, wait a second. So you've been lying to everybody this whole time. And on the day that you're supposed to be showing up, you finally come out and say you had it done in Los Angeles. I don't believe a freaking word that's come out of your mouth. And I'm surprised the judge just didn't shut it down and be like, we are done.
Not only is this, but Planned Parenthood generally don't do ultrasounds. Unless they're required to because of, stuff. So they're just like they don't do mammograms. They have not one mammogram machine. So, oh my God. Well, I now feel like I've run through a marathon of stupid, like an ultra Ironman marathon, like the 100 milers where you crap your shorts and your nipples fall off. That kind of run through stupid.
It is. That's why I was like, you got to stick around for this one, Mo, because this is going to get good.
How stupid can someone be? Oh my God. Her and Sarah Boone, fireside chats.
Oh,
God.
I was pregnant. No, you weren't. Well, you stuffed a man in a suitcase. No, I didn't.
Oh my God.
And there
Could you
was
imagine?
free will, and then I fell asleep, and it's not my fault that he couldn't get out. I know nothing beyond, he was playing hide and go seek, and well, that's where he hid.
Oh my God.
I swear on his grave.
It just, oh God. How this.
Yes, she violated the court order for submission of all records by May 10th. Should have been held in contempt of court.
Okay, why is the judge allowing this? This is farcical. The dates don't make sense.
Because see,
None of this makes.
Here's what I mean, I'm not the smartest, but if I was a gambling man, I would put my money on the judge making her pay for all court costs and whatever other fees that she can possibly throw at her as a max, because she's just going to let her, like, here's rope. Let's see how much of it you can pull out, because that's all and that's what it appears to look like to me, is like, how much rope do you need? Because you're going down that path, and I'm just going to let you go. And you have to realize there's no jury there. This is the judge's decision. This is a bench trial.
Oh, I was one. Oh crap.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. This is a bench trial. So the judge is going to just make a decision on that. And of course, the lovely person that I have pinned up there at the top, she covered what Gringos, whatever, had to say today. He did more of his blog.
Oh God. Not
Thinking,
a blog.
yeah, she's totally proven it. I don't know how the judge is going to see it, but I guarantee you this is how the judge should see it, because, well, I'm so smart. Nah, man, look.
What level of Quaaludes is he on? Because I would like to also taste colors and see the unicorns that I guess he also sees.
Well, and you also have to understand, this is literally, you heard them at the very beginning say how many people that they had. So we've got 3 people, and the other side said we've got 3 people, 4 people. So one side said 3 people, the other side said 4 people. Do you know how many they got through on each side? They got through 2 people on one side, and they got through 3 people on the other, or 2 people on the other side. So they had her and a doctor, and on the other side they had him and a doctor. That was it. And they ran out of time. The judge didn't play. Judge was not going to let this go on
That's good.
like 3 or 4 days. That wasn't going to happen. The judge was just like, whenever, and he was in the middle of questioning Echard, I believe, or the doctor, one of the two, the Gringus was, and the judge was like, you're out of time. Like, which means he couldn't ask me any more questions.
Ooh.
Like, I had to cut off those questions right then and there. That's it. Done.
Oh, wow.
She did not play. She was just like, this is how long I'm giving you guys, and this is what we're sticking it to. This is it.
Okay, so when is she coming out with her ruling, or?
She's. Let me see if she brings that up. I'll look towards the end here. because they're basically going
Or
through.
did you? Yes.
Okay, so counsel, what exhibit were you asking me about?
I should have emailed part of the time, but not all of it.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Your Honor, I have one housekeeping matter. I'm leaving the country tonight. I'm not back until June 28th. If the court issues something that requires a quick response, I'm going to be on a boat and I may not have the ability to respond. So I would just ask either that you grant me some extension if I need it. I return back to the country June 28th. So just advising you.
Okay, and I'm sorry, counsel, when do you leave?
Tonight.
Okay, all right, so June.
So how he's going to be gone for, damn,
He
almost
didn't give himself
2 weeks on a boat.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
June 10th to the 28th, he will be unavailable.
Damn. Damn. That's 18 days.
Yeah, this is cutting it really close.
I should have emailed part of the time, but not all of it.
You can't really be held accountable for that, I understand. Anything else administrative?
No, thank you, Judge.
All right, so how this will work now at this point is I have relinquished all security to court security and any
Yeah, she doesn't say a time that she's going to let them know. She's just taking it all into consideration. But if there's anything that to reach out to them, that's really it. Yeah. Dushkin is leaving tonight on a boat until the 28th of June. That's correct. Yeah.
That is, she comes back tomorrow saying, look, I don't want to ruin the rest of my week with this absolute shenanigans of a trial. I award you no points and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah. I mean, if I was a judge, I would have stopped right then and there and you know, I would have sat down and I would have made my findings like that evening. I would have probably, unless I had a bunch of other cases on my docket, but I would have sat down and I would have gotten my staff attorney and brought them in there and said, this is what I want you to write up. And I want you to make it very clear that, you know, X, Y, and Z, and, you know, send me over a copy whenever you're done. You know, because that's why you have a staff attorney. As a judge, you generally are not writing the stuff out for you. A lot of times what they'll do is they'll tell them to, you know, and they may have done this off camera or sent them an email, said I want you to file a motion for it, you know, for whatever, you know, ahead of time. So I don't have to do it. Like, I know that a lot of the judges here in the state of Georgia will do that. They'll just say, you know, I don't know this particular portion of it, but if you can put this in there and send it off to me, you know, just like from both sides, because that's what they did with one that we had to deal with. This like half solved weird thing was just like, okay, I want you both to submit a brief on this, and you know, that includes an order. And then they both send it in, you know, because that way that the judge doesn't have to do the work, and they may not have confidence their staff attorney are any good, which, yeah, was pretty true in certain counties here. Just saying. You would have loved to have a rule tonight as well. Send her decision to him tonight before his cruise. Yeah, and she still could. She could have emailed it out to him. You know, the thing is, once it gets filed, you know, it could take 24 hours before it actually gets uploaded into their database. But
yeah,
you know, she's her judicial assistant will be busy. Maybe not. It just depends. And it's usually it's a staff attorney. They're actually, for most judges, they're somebody that's graduated law school. They are a practicing attorney, but they're working for the judge, so they can learn some of the ins and outs and sort of like hone their skills. Makes them really, really good attorneys. Like, people sit there and go, oh, you know, they work for the state, and you know, they're my assigned attorney. Oh, they still graduated law school.
Yeah.
And they've probably seen the more of those cases than they ever want to see again in their life. So whenever you get one of those public defenders and you're sitting there, oh, you're just a public defender. It's like public defender, pretty damn quick on the spot, and they know what the hell is going on, and they know what judge is going to accept what kind of stuff, and they've got a good repertoire with them. If they're any good as a public defender, they've got they're solid with the judge, and the judge knows them and knows that they're going to be fair, or they're going to be a crap person, one of the two. So, you never know. But I know that you've got to head out here pretty soon. Bye, Mo. You have a wonderful evening. Everybody.
You too. Are you running over to MG Law?
Yeah, he's got another, I think, 15 minutes or so before he started. He sent me a message. He usually does, but I think he's starting at 11:15 tonight. So, or somewhere thereabouts. So I'll send everybody over there a little bit closer to that time.
Awesome. Bye, Shizzy.
Mo. Bye. You take care. Everybody, make sure that you subbed up to Mo. You know that she's got a show that she does every morning. She will be there at 8:00 tomorrow morning, and she will be doing her newsy news. And if you haven't seen it, then you're missing out. You gotta go see it. You gotta go see it. She is one of the most fun streamers that I have run across in a long time. She just brings me absolute joy with her sense of humor. So you've definitely got to give her some love. No, we're going to hang out here for just a little bit. I'm going to hang out with you, chat, because, well, that's what we love about you guys. You're falling asleep. Don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep. We'll do a little bit more of this because this is hilarious to me, just watching her flounder all over the damn place. But I wanted Mo to see that where they basically just destroyed her on the stand.
Needed to monitor myself, but that they felt like unless I had more symptoms.
What was the result of that?
It was inconclusive, little to no fetal DNA.
Yeah.
Overruled.
Go ahead.
Correct.
At some point, did you file a complaint against Clayton with the real estate board?
Yes, I did.
Did you receive a response from the board regarding your complaint?
Yes.
What was that response?
They found him in professional violation of a couple of things, but I can't remember what they were.
Laura, that issue with the real estate contracts happened before you tested positive for pregnancy, if I'm understanding the timeline correctly. Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever learn why Clayton did not submit those offers, or why he said he didn't?
He said I didn't because he said I had no intention of purchasing real estate.
Did you have an intention of purchasing real estate?
Yes.
Did you wind up purchasing real estate?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Attached to this email are.
Yeah, we already saw that.
Took it day 11 test or the day 21 test. Did you use someone else's urine to change the outcome?
No.
Yeah, we already saw
so
that.
I closed the door so she would.
We already saw that.
Went to his house and took that third test in front of him.
I already saw that.
Says, I say all this, and in the email he talks about the fact he thought you might be on some medication that affects.
If it's brown, it means it
has to do the paternity test, because if you didn't file this case, that he would.
Yes.
How many times?
I don't know how many times. A bunch of times.
At some point before you filed this case, did you hire a lawyer to help you?
Yes.
And who was that?
Bonnie Platter.
And she never appeared in any case for you, is my understanding. Is that right?
Yeah, she never appeared.
Okay, but what did you have her do with regard to Clayton and the pregnancy issue?
I wanted to prevent filing a case publicly in court for both of our sakes. I didn't want it to be public, and thought that we could come up with a parenting plan. If in fact the pregnancy was Clayton's, I thought we could come up with it on our own without having to involve the court.
Okay, so before you filed this case, you made an effort to work with him to get the test done privately without the court being involved.
Yes, and I hired the attorney. I said I would pay for it.
Did he hire anyone?
No.
To your knowledge?
Well, it doesn't matter if
Laura,
you
let's
hired
move
anyone
forward
or
to
not.
look at Exhibit A3, which have you ever seen this before?
Yes.
Can you tell us what it is?
This is the message in my patient portal for I'm part of a domestic violence brain injury program at Barrow. And this is a conversation.
A domestic violence brain injury program at Barrow. Okay. This is where we left off there. Oof.
With my doctor there.
Okay, did you send this email? It looks like it's an email dated June 28th from you to a Dr. Glynis Zeman, Z-I-E-M-A-N. Did you write that email?
Yes.
Your Honor, I move to admit exhibit, whatever that is.
Any objection?
Yeah, bull hockey.
Please receive.
Laura, in this email at the very top there, you write to Dr. Zeman that you went to Planned Parenthood while in California, and you said
No, they
did a
never
scan there, was confirmed that you were pregnant, and that they saw a sac. Does that refresh your recollection about the date that you went to see Planned Parenthood?
Yes.
And is the statement that you made to Dr. Zeman truthful?
Yes.
When you wrote that, did you know that anyone would ever see that in the light of day other than you and Dr. Zeman?
Nope. I had no idea.
Okay. Okay. Can you explain why you changed the name at the top of the sonogram that we talked about before from Planned Parenthood? I don't know if you answered that before.
Yeah. I just didn't want Clayton to know where I had gone to get the sonogram because he had been intimidating before.
If the court can help me.
And see, at this point,
my-
she could have mentioned Los Angeles.
Sure, if you scroll down to where, yeah, that exactly. Now go all the way to the bottom. There should be an R. Keep going if you're able to.
Stop there.
Yeah, for some reason, he doesn't want to show the rest.
I don't see that.
It's
Oh, right. It's tiny. I'm blind.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah.
And then share symbol?
Yeah. Got it.
Well, among
We're
other
gonna go.
things.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I want to see Clayton's exhibit stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna scroll all the way down.
Oh, this
got
is
it. Gotcha.
he's looking
Gotcha,
for an
gotcha.
exhibit.
Okay, Laura, looking at respondents exhibit 31.
Bring
I
out
don't know why that doesn't
your
match.
drink. Well, I'm not drinking
that's not it
tonight.
either. These are not the same as.
Drinking water.
So what you want to do is, it may not be the exhibit numbers that the attorneys labeled it as being. Those are the court designations.
I'm looking for his exhibit 31.
All right, so if you look for his exhibit 31, that does show that it is exhibit 31.
His exhibit 31 is a video.
Exhibit 31 on his exhibit list is listed petitioner faking ultrasound. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was a video. There we go. That's what I wanted to see right there. Laura, Clayton's exhibit 31 is appears to be an email from you to Clayton. It says ultrasound video proof. Clayton, here is my 100 billion% real ultrasound video. You recognize that?
Listen to her excuse.
It's not an email that I sent, but I've seen it since.
Okay. Well, you answered my question. You know what? First of all, what this exhibit shows. Do you know what it shows?
I do now.
Laura, assuming that what we're looking at here is meant to be an email from you, did you send this to Clayton?
I did not.
Did you ever send Clayton a email with a ultrasound video attached to it?
I did not.
Do you have any idea why Clayton would think that you sent him an email like this?
Well, yeah, that has my signature on it.
Well, that's a fair statement. But you didn't send this. Do you know who did?
I have my suspicions, but I can't be.
No, let's hear it. I'd like to hear it.
I have a suspicion that an ex of mine sent this to Clayton.
Who? Which ex?
Greg Gillespie.
Is he in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Okay. Why do you think Greg Gillespie sent this?
Because Greg has hacked my email before and has admitted to hacking other people's emails.
Okay. So you're
really?
Obviously under oath, under penalty of perjury. You did not send that
This
email.
would be hearsay.
Correct.
Okay. Let's talk about going back to our exhibit A5. Got it. Whoops. So can you tell us what exhibit A5 is? Do you recognize this?
Yes.
Is this a receipt it's an email, but does this reflect the RavGen that you talked about before?
Yes.
Okay. And that was August 15th that you made that payment?
Yes.
And then later on here at the bottom, you indicate, let's see here. Friday, this appears to be an email from you Friday, August 18th. Did you write that email?
Yes.
You send that to, it looks like to Clayton and also CC'd RavGen?
Yes.
It states here that unfortunately Clayton has refused to take the prenatal paternity test. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Is that the reason why the test didn't happen in mid-August?
Yes.
Okay, Your Honor, I move to admit Exhibit A5.
Any objection? No objection. A5's received.
Okay,
Yeah, and there's a reason why they said no objection, no
Clayton
objection
Exhibit
here whatsoever.
9.
Oh, her.
Hopefully, there we go.
Such a rotten.
Laura, do you recognize this exhibit, Exhibit 9?
Just the lies constantly coming out of her. Like I said earlier,
This appears to be an email from you to Clayton dated October 14th, 2023. And this is an email that you sent him?
Yes.
All right. In this email, first of all, you're saying some reference to a sonogram video, and you said it matches up with the still video that Dave sent me. I assume that we're talking about Dave.
Yes.
And you told him this was not my ultrasound. I stand by that 100%. Did Dave Neal ever? Did Dave? Well, first of all, who's Dave Neal?
Dave Neal's a content creator.
Oh.
And at some point, did Dave send you a sonogram video and ask if it was yours?
Yes.
What did you say to him?
I said it was not mine.
Did you ever have a sonogram video of any kind with Clayton?
No.
Did you ever send a sonogram video to anyone claiming that it showed the pregnancy with Clayton?
No.
If we go down to the second paragraph, Laura, I'm going to see if I can highlight here. And again, this is Utah. I can't highlight. The second sentence in the second paragraph, I'll read it. I think you were very, very high that night, and you forgot that when you were on top of you on your couch, you were begging me to let you put it in for 30 seconds, then 25, then 20, 15, 10, and I said no each time. Then I thought you were just fingering me, but you stuck it in briefly. First of all, you wrote those words to Clayton, right?
Yes.
And were those words accurate?
Yes.
Is that what happened that
his
night
response?
on May 20th?
Yes.
When you sent this email to Clayton, did he ever respond back to you and deny that that's what happened?
No.
Why would he respond?
Let's talk
he
now
never
about the last
responded.
positive test that you took.
Okay.
Here it says
So
Exhibit A9,
did
but
anything.
you went to any lab test now at some point, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
And when did that happen?
On October 16th, I believe.
Yeah, if she sent him over 500 messages, I'm surprised that there wasn't something else that he didn't respond to.
Okay. Why? Again, these aren't matching up. Are we on? Yeah, we're on his. That's fine. Okay. I need new glasses. There it is. Okay. So
put
Laura,
your glasses
looking at
on.
Exhibit A9, do you recognize what this is?
Yes.
What is it?
It's the results from the test I took at any lab test now.
And is it your understanding that result, it says 102H, is it your understanding that you were testing pregnant at still in mid-October 2023?
102
Yes.
was what it was showing.
Overruled. Be addressed in cross-examination.
Oh.
So did you do anything at all to tamper with this test, take any drugs, inject yourself with anything at all to affect this?
No, I did not.
And this was a blood draw that came out of your arm?
Yes.
Did you supply them the blood yourself, or did a phlebotomist take it out of your arm?
A phlebotomist took it.
So 2 days after this is when you filed the request for mediation, I think, in this case, right?
Yes.
And after that date, you filed nothing further.
This was 2 days prior to when I filed for mediation.
Did you pretty much understand that when you got this test that was probably not going to be a viable pregnancy?
That it was probably not. Yeah, but I still saw that it said anything over 4 was pregnant. So,
Your Honor, I move to admit Exhibit A9.
So that's why she showed up with the baby bump.
11 is going to
That's
be-
so
Can you tell us
weird.
if you recognize what this is?
the records from Mom Doc.
Okay, and this is an OBGYN facility that you visited?
Yes.
And according to the date here, it says November 14th, 2023. Is that accurate?
Yes.
And so this is when you went in and had a test done that came back negative, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Move to admit A11 if we have.
No objection. A11's received.
All right. Laura, let's look at Exhibit A6. Can you tell us what Exhibit A6 is?
Yes, that's me showing my pregnant stomach.
And when did you create that video? Do you know?
September the 19th.
Okay. Let me see here. Your Honor, I'll move to admit A6.
No objection.
Yeah.
Your Honor. A6 is received.
And let's look at A7. It's a similar video. Did you take this video yourself, or it looks like you're obviously not
Yeah,
holding the
I've
camera?
seen
but
those
you put
pictures.
on a
Yeah, I
little
put it on the
camera.
stand. Yeah.
You took this video. Would you remember the date of this?
October the 9th.
Okay.
They
I don't
look
know if it
photoshopped.
showed anything there, but it's real short. Okay. Laura, between May 20th and November 14th, we've established November 14th, you were no longer pregnant. Did you experience any pregnancy symptoms?
Yes.
Can you explain what those symptoms
Did
were?
she?
Yeah, I had very bad morning sickness and nausea, and my breasts were very tender.
Uh-huh.
Remember how much you weighed when you went to see Mom Doc?
I believe it was 121. Or, I'm sorry, no, not Mom Doc. I thought you were meaning in May. I was 133 at Mom Doc. I'm sorry about that.
So around the time that this was taken, your weight was 133. What do you weigh today?
91 pounds.
Will you stand up and show the court and everyone what you look like now compared to the picture behind you? Can you come out from behind the screen there? And just do a little turn for us.
Oh, she's on the
Laura,
catwalk
that's
now.
enough, thanks.
Do a little turn. Come on,
the
do a
last
little turn.
time, were you
Come on,
pregnant
monkey.
with Clayton?
Dance
Yes.
for us.
Did you think that you were pregnant with Clayton?
Yes.
Do you have any reason to think that you weren't when you filed this case?
No.
Did you lie about being pregnant with Clayton?
No.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, Counsel, you've used 29 minutes and 30 seconds.
Woo.
When you're ready.
And Your Honor, is it okay if I proceed from the podium? Will the court be able to hear me?
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine.
And this becomes very important whenever she does go up to the podium, because what she does is she ends up getting behind, or getting in front of where Gringus ends up being like, right. He keeps shaking his head and keeps saying things and keeps making motions. And so she moves in front between the both of them. So that way he can't be coaching her from where he's at, because that's all he's doing is he's coaching her. And she's just like, you're not listening to me. You're paying attention to this guy behind me. You're looking for him for your answers instead of answering from your best recollection. So that's why she ended up moving in front of her. Yeah, and he had blocked her. Oh yeah, he blocked her. He blocked her so damn hard. I don't blame him. I would have blocked her too. But it is 11 o'clock at night, and I know that MG is going to be firing up here in about 15 minutes. And if you want to see the rest of this, well, that's where you get to go, because I'm going to send everybody over there. Go check out MG. MG is doing a wonderful stream tonight. Make sure that as you come in, you say hello. As you leave, say goodbye. And I'm going to give you a fun outro. A new one. Peace, y'all.
My balls are tingling.